Hey, what's up, guys? Good evening to you all. How many persons we have on the live? Who is early? Who is late? Shout out to you all. Hope everybody is doing okay. Hope you all are ready to chat some cricket, lovely cricket. Yeah, man. So we are on time. It's now 6 o'clock. Well, it's now 1 minute after six, and we see some persons checking in early as per usual. Sheldon Smith is here saying good night all. Magnicure Sharingan is here also. Contact 20 as usual, always early. Contact say good. Hope West Indies do better tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow the game. Yeah, man. Kevin D in as usual. Dennis say active. Yeah, man. So we are live. We are live. We are live. Happy that I'm actually able to come in and to do the show. Actually, just got in off the road, you know. You understand? Cutting the time real close. Yeah, I said that I already had the time up for 6 o'clock, so I just had to come in. Yo in the place. All right, yo, big up yourself. Yo in the place. Get big up. Cedric Cricket say get ready to pack up West Indies. All right. So the hot topic now, guys. Yeah, yo say I was waiting for this. All right, the hot topic, or maybe not so much the hot topic. The news actually broke yesterday evening or yesterday afternoon. But I decided that I would just wait until today and not just run down the story. I understand. So by now, I think most persons would know that Jason Hola is now in the 15-man squad. Yeah, man, Obed McCoy, he's still suffering with the shin splint and things. So I think Hola will go straight in the team. You always saying Chase and Hola should play. Contact 20 say if we lose tomorrow, might be time to let the boys walk back home. Yeah. Chris said good night, sport to the bone. Good night to everyone. Big up Chris 87. All right, Mr. Lover. Big up yourself, Mr. Lover. Cedric said West Indies will be first side to go home. All right, Cedric, I hear you. Philip say right way. So Jason is there. All right. Richard Stevens says, Sports to the bone. I have come from the hills with a message or two. Anytime you're ready, we will link tonight. All right, boss. So open up the thing. Next comment say, good night, Sports to the bone. If Chase and Hola don't play tomorrow, I won't be watching the other matches. And the obvious thing to do right now is to let these two guys play. Jason Hola would come in and replace Obed McCoy right away. And we know that we need another batsman at the top. So I guess they're probably going to drop Simmons and bring in Gale, drop Simmons and bring in Chase and let Gale open. Chris 87 say only game in the group we have a chance of winning, and is a small chance. Very, very small chance. Very, very small. Very, very small chance. All right. The link is there in the description, guys. So I'm going to be opening up the link shortly. I'm going to be accepting persons on shortly. I just want to go through a little bit, talk a couple of things. So maybe in the next 15 to 20 minutes, I'll start letting on person. All right, Cedric reminding you guys to like up the live, give the video a like. All right. Douglas say West Indies or Bangladesh, whichever team lose will go home. Sheldon Smith say Pollard need to practice winning tosses. Cedric say Chase isn't needed. All right. Magnicure Sharingan say Blackwood 11,382 for 6 declare Brathwaite. Yeah, man, 73 for 2. Yeah, I did a video about maybe an hour ago, giving a summary of that game. Nkrumah Banner, he was left unbeaten on 166. Floyd Reef, what's his name? Raymond Reefer also got a half century. I think he got about 70 something. All right, Andrew said, I wish West Indies would put away the panic situation, but put Gale back to open and let the other play around. That's where his confidence and strength is. All right. Graham said drop Diamond, drop Diamond use Gale open. Oh, Simmons. I think it's Simmons and use Gale open and play Chase. All right, Kevin D say I was in the bus to school yesterday, and the radio was playing the World Cup. The World Cup. The driver told me that the older player play Test match and the younger players play T20. Louis say player play Chase, Hetty, Puran, Russell, Hola, Bravo, Hussein. All right, and O'Shane. Joe say we have a small chance to qualify, like 5%. We would have to win all of our games and win them by a big margin. That 55 runs that we made in the first game, that is really going to come back to haunt us. You understand? Say, all right. So you say Lewis, Gale, Chase, Hetty, Puran, Pollard, Russell, Bravo, Holder, Akil Hussein, and Rampal. All right. Clyde said Gale will play and open the bowling. Contact said this 20 say this Sri Lanka is the only games O'Shane can possibly play. Magnicure Sharingan say, what do you think about Banners 166 not out? I didn't see the game, but it's always impressive to know that players score centric, albeit it's in a little best versus best game. So we know the bowlers are not of the quality as we would want them to be, but it still takes some amount of concentration and you know, applying of skill to really go out there and score a century. West Indies Orlando guys, yeah, West Indies are shaming the fans. I don't understand why Chase not needed. I guess that's just his opinion, so we're gonna have to just work with his opinion. Contact 20 say good to see Banner is masterclass from though the quality isn't very high. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Cedric said Banner is not ready for Test cricket. Okay, Cedric. Mr. Lover say three changes. Unknown say up. All right. Up sports to the bone. Hola will play and open the bowling. Steven says sports to the bone. How surprised have you been overall with the West Indies efforts? No one expected the position from what I heard. Well, I am not too surprised, you know. I am not too surprised. If you guys listen to the program, listen to the videos that I put out, you know, I'm always saying that I go off current form and not blind emotions, saying that they will do this, they will do that. I was saying that they are not doing this going into the World Cup, so it's highly unlikely that they will spring into action. I was hoping that they would be able to do so, but you know, I wasn't really keeping my fingers crossed. I really actually know that the players that are there, you know, they are of good quality. You understand? And I was thinking that okay, you know, if they find form, but we don't need to lie to ourselves. They weren't in the best of form going in. Raymond Rifa seems to perform every best versus best game and get and not get a chance. The Raymond Rifa is always there and thereabout. But the problem is that if they're going to play Myers, they're not going to play Raymond Rifa. Jason Hola is there. No, it's tough. The vibe say need someone in the middle to rotate the strike contact. All right, so Richard Hughes, no one could predict. All right, Sheldon say, well, win at least we should try to make semis some money. All right. Good evening, sports to the bone and family. Sheldon, big up. Richard say, freshen up your love for the T20 game, sports to the bone, who have impressed you so far and why. We mustn't forget there are several teams of quality out there. I was asked a question yesterday, how much am I enjoying the World Cup? And what I said is that I'm enjoying the World Cup in general, but I'm not enjoying the West Indies performances. You understand? Now, when it comes on to a particular player that might be impressive. So far, I really like how Mohamed Rizwan, the opener for Pakistan, is playing. You understand? He got some runs against India. And in the next game, in the other game that he played, I think he got a 33. Didn't go into the 50s, but he's looking good. You know, there. To be honest with you guys, I actually like the pacer from England, Mills. He's doing some work also. All right, say hi, good night, sports to the bone. Game still, if we win 3 games and Australia, South Africa, and Bangladesh lose, we still can go through. Salova say, well, I have to give Banner credit. Good bowling from Seals. Yeah, Jaden C is actually at one point in time when I checked it, C is bowled 11 overs and I think 8 out of it was maiden. You know, I'm not sure what he finished with. Phillips, I don't get why these best versus best games are only 3 days, aren't they? Playing five in real. What is that? That is something that we have discussed on here for a couple on several occasions. You know, is either they are doing 3 days or 4 days. You understand? I guess they don't want to they don't want to get the guys playing for too long. But you know, we have enough first period in between, so let the man them play 5 days. You understand? The vibe say what time match tomorrow. Somebody pop up with that. Cedric Cricket say Chase isn't this is not CPL nor Caribbean pitches. All right, so that's there from Cedric. Next comment say 5 a.m. Whoa, I doubt I'll be waking up that early to watch them. Contact 20 say I be saying West Indies would crash out the World Cup. They have not been performing well for years now internationally. Exactly. I remember when I was asked who the teams months ago, Contact 20 and the others that are always on will be able to back me on this. Months ago when I was asked the teams that I think would make it to the semi-finals, I had England, I had to be honest, I didn't have Pakistan. I had England, I had India, I think I had Australia and New Zealand. Those are the teams that I had going through. That doesn't necessarily mean that I will get it right, you know, but those are the teams that I had going through. You say I think that West Indies ego will want Chase to score runs so that they could seem like they knew what they were doing. Contact say this is why our batters can't last 5 days. Exactly. Douglas say Sports Bone Jason Wola is not a very good power play bowler. Well, he has been doing some work over there in the IPL, you know. Kevin D say, what do you think about Barca sacking Coleman? Kevin D, it was just a matter of time. I wouldn't mind if Manchester United do the same thing with my coach. It was just a matter of time, man. I think the last yesterday, yeah, man, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. A team that wouldn't, I think that team hasn't won a game against them in 19 years, I think, and they came and won them yesterday. I couldn't see the plan. I heard that Xavi is a man more likely to take over. You understand? When it comes on to Barcelona, you know, you see that is it with Barcelona. They like to have the best of the best. So if Koeman not doing his thing, then you know that is problem. If Gale not opening, he should not be in the team. That is some same thing I saw on the thing. I see 2 notifications pop up, like some a couple of persons actually in the waiting room, not sure who was yet, but just give me a second, guys. I'm just gonna read through some of the comments. Then I will check who we have and I'll let them in. All right. So just give me a second. Asalanka from Sri Lanka is impressive. Yeah, he's doing something. He's actually scoring some runs. Sports to the bone, simple for Hola and Chase in Simmons and Walsh out. All right. Mills is similar to Odin Smith. He in his bowling. All right. The cock need to be banned from playing cricket. He's that. I don't know if I would go as far as to say that he's that, you know, because I see where other players of our skin color decide that they're not going to take the knee because of different reasons. Yeah, I understand. I was listening to a show yesterday, and you know they were saying that he actually put out something saying that I was early this morning that he's not that type of person, and you know he's more than willing to go ahead and do it. You understand, if it means that it helps his team and bring awareness. But people have different reasons for doing things. So I won't go out on a limb and say that is why he isn't doing it. Do you watch Formula One like Formula One currently? Max Verstappen is ahead of Lewis Hamilton with a win ratio of 8.5. You know, I don't really watch it, you know, to be honest, you know, Kevin D. If I go on the channel, if I have it on the channel and I see it going on, I will take a look at it. But I don't really search for it. I think last year or year before last, same Lewis Hamilton, he broke Schumacher's record. Yeah, man, for the most win. But this guy that you are talking about, I'm not too sure. Richard says, Sports to the bone. The best versus best games if 5 days could tire out the players. Mercy. Where is the cricket in West Indies? That is a problem in our Richard. I can't see why they are using these 3 days. They are working with 3 days. Jason Ola should come in the side straight away. If no Gale world boss can't drop right now, Gale a world boss can't drop him. Okay. O'Shane Thomas in as well. Barca ninth on the table. If they don't make Champions League, they will be financial trouble. I tell you, they need that. They need that Champions League money. They need to play Thomas and Ola. All right. Something just pop up on this thing now. What going on? Just give me a second if you guys still hearing. Something just pop up on the screen, so I just trying to clear it quickly so we can get back to the thing. All right. Yeah, but I don't know if what's his name, O'Shane Thomas will be able to get to come into this team. I understand. It's going to be very difficult to get somebody like O'Shane Thomas in this team. You know, he has a lot of pace, yes. And I hear people saying that they need pace to go up against Sri Lanka, but at the end of the day, you know, you need pace against Sri Lanka, but you need pace. You need pace that is actually good. All right. Say Simmons out of form. Contact say if I wake up at 6 a.m. The morning and see Simmons playing him going back to sleep. I'm impressed how Steve Smith score at around a ball. He made it look so easy. All right, exactly. I spoke about it in the video this evening. Steve Smith was brilliant. Didn't score a lot of runs, but that run a ball, basically run a ball 20 something. You understand? Was good. All right. Loven say O'Shane Thomas with his extra pace. All right, let me check. Let me try and see if I can let in a couple of persons. Remember, guys, I'm gonna have to try and get the next one where I can let in more. So that is 3. All right. I think we have Marlon, Wayne, Richard, and I'm not sure. Cedric, are there?
Mr. Lover.
Yeah, man, I'm here.
Oh, Mr. All right, so Marlon, Cedric, Mr. Lover, Richard. All right, not bad. All right, guys. So the talk of the town is, hold on, before I go any further, I know I like to do this. Persons in the comment section, you know it go already. We won't be able to read all the comments, so you guys can just keep it active, keep communicating with each other. Every now and again, I might bring up one or two of the comments, and we will have the discussions around the comments that you guys put up. All right. And as per usual, just go ahead and like up the stream while we're at that. All right, guys. So Jason Holder is in the 15-man squad. Do we put him straight into the team tomorrow morning? What are we going to be doing? What are you guys expecting?
Okay, I'll start off this one tonight. Hot topic. The boss himself, Jason Holder, is now in the 15-man squad. Will he play tomorrow? In my opinion, yes. As well with Ross and Chase and O'Shane Thomas.
Oh, you're bringing in O'Shane?
O'Shane and Chase too. 3 changes. Walsh out, Simmons out, Van Paul out, Holder, Chase, and O'Shane in.
Yeah?
Yep.
Why you leaving? You're leaving out a good amount of people, man.
3 out, 3 in. 2 of the best and 1 mediocre, but still good enough with pace wise.
All right, so you're trusting O'Shane Thomas to get some early wickets for us.
Yep, definitely.
All right, probably before I allow the others to go. Hold on, just give me a second. Probably before I allow the others to go, let me just let you guys know my changes. I'll probably leave out Jason Holder is going to come straight in for Obed McCoy, and I'll bring in Raston Chase for Lendl Simmons, and you know, probably we are there now, so I'll probably just ask Gale to open based on what is happening, but that is basically how I would work it. What say you, Richard?
Sports to the Bone panelists, greetings. Hope sometimes is the thing that kills you. The hope. And since listening this last couple of minutes, you've thrown me the lifeline called hope. Because I have been to the hills, Sports to the Bone. And the message from the hills reported thus: this boat, this ship is well and truly underwater. We are throwing
iceberg ahead.
Icebergs ahead. We've hit the icebergs. There's more icebergs ahead.
Iceberg ahead.
Yes, Papa Marlon. Oh, yes.
So the Titanic reference.
Oh, you mean?
Oh, boy.
So when you look at those icebergs called Sri Lanka, when you look at the icebergs called Australia, look out for this Bangladeshi iceberg. There may be a chance that we can come crawling over it, but trust me, the holes are deep and the ship has well and truly sunk. If we're on land, it's akin to throwing certain man under the bus. Mr. Holder, I can't see a champion like him coming in and doing very much. It's a slap in the face for the selection process. It's a slap in the face for forward thinking. I think this West Indian team is akin, and it's been on my mind, to the England national football team of a few years ago. I remember watching England internationals and thinking, they'll never win anything. They're not going to be a threat to anyone. Now, interestingly enough, when they played for their club teams, I see you shaking your head. Right.
I watch them. They're excellent. Majority of them.
Would you, Sports to the Bone and panelists, let me hand it over to your good self, because I've said most of what I've said by way of my opening statements. Would you compare this West Indian team to an England team? Because in the IPL, aka the club football, IPL, you've got Hetmeyer, blaster, Gale, blaster, Pollard, blaster, Russell, blaster. They have their Puran, a small blaster, pocket blaster. They've got their roles in these IPL teams and they play their roles pretty well. But collectively, didn't we see this coming? I've seen the Australians, the Pakistanis, England, Jason Roy cutting, driving, pulling, flicking,
using all the shots to get the runs.
Let me hand it over to you guys. That's everything I've got to say in general, and work with what I've said and enjoy yourselves tonight, because this is go ahead. All
right, Richard. So I'll give the others a chance to go first. You're gonna give your opening statement as regards to who you will put in, who you will take out, and then we'll also address Richard's question after about comparing them. Well, that is for the persons that watch football. I know I will be able to answer because I watch a lot of the English players in the different leagues. Yes, Cedric, what say you? You're making any changes for the team tomorrow? Cedric look like him have internet problem, boy.
That sound like the West Indies, nothing to say.
Look like him disappear.
Well, I would bring Chase in. After that, I genuinely don't know what else to do. But then again, I don't think you could play in Walsh again. Walsh was really not effective in the least bit, and he was expensive. So I probably would drop him. Who I would bring in? I really think it is to the point where I really agree with the guys who are calling for Shane Thomas.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think it's a bad move, to be honest. I really don't think it is. I think if Ocean plays, which it probably won't, but if Ocean plays, I think they would drop Rampal and bring in Jason. But I generally don't know what to do with this bowling, but I will bring Chase in, drop Simmons definitely.
No, man.
And Gale will open that. But other than that, I don't know what else to do with the bowling.
All right. So you're probably going to bring in Chase. All right.
No,
You're
man, I'm
on,
right here.
Cedric?
I'm right here. Yeah, man.
All right. Yeah, man. What changes will you make for tomorrow, if any? Nah, hear you, man. Your internet look like it move 5 minutes slow. All right. Probably by Mr. Lover finish give him argument. You will hear what we are saying. You like about 6 minutes slow. Yeah, Mr. Lover.
Manners again. Regards what Richard said, I can't really answer in that because I'm just getting into the football aspect of it. But looking at it, based on what I'm seeing with football right now, it's basically West Indies is just like Man United losing 5-0 to Liverpool.
Sports to the
You
bone.
couldn't
take
use
it
a
easy.
different. You couldn't use a different example. You could find a different example.
My feels my team won 5-0. Liverpool.
All right, boss. I hear you. Who else do we have on? Who is the next person on?
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. Who is on? Lorenzo?
Yeah. No, this is Wayne. It's my
Wayne.
first time. Yeah, it's my first time joining you guys. You know, usually and excited to join.
we hear Hold on, we're hearing a lot of background noise and feedback. I'm not sure if you have the YouTube thing playing or fan. I hearing a lot of noise.
Okay, you hearing me clearly?
Yeah, we're hearing a little better now. Go ahead, let me see.
All right, good. Yeah, this is my first time joining the program. You know.
Yeah, man. So I was saying that enough
Hold
of
on,
Gale.
Cedric. We soon come back to you. Internet chipping back. Hold on, Cedric. Yes, Wayne.
Yeah. As I was saying, guys, this is my first time joining you. Joining from Guadeloupe. I don't know if you ever heard. Yeah.
Well, welcome. If we have heard, yeah, man, we're here at Guadeloupe. Welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show.
Greetings.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, I was following the game, and the changes I would make basically, I would bring in Chase for Simmons, and a straight swap. I would bring in Holder for Hayden Walsh Jr. But I noticed you guys have been talking about O'Shane Thomas. I want to pose this question going forward: Is O'Shane consistent enough to trouble the Bangladeshi batsmen? I mean, we know that Bangladesh is susceptible to the shorter deliveries and the pace, but is he consistent enough to really trouble them? And number two, with regards to Rampal, do you guys think going forward we can carry Rampal, given that, you know, he was the leading wicket taker?
Rampal can't play West Indies again. Carry him where? At this age?
Yeah, we're here now.
Carry him. This is it for Ravi Rampal. Rampal can't play for West Indies again.
Yeah, so basically that's my questions.
Who can play? I missed you just now.
Rampal, if we can carry...
This is it for Rampal.
You see, after this World Cup, Rampal was actually given a lifeline, and one deservingly so, because he did well in the Super 50, right? And then he took some wickets in the CPL. So if we didn't bring him, and then we didn't have any pace bowlers performing, then we same one would have said why they didn't give Rampal a chance. But having had such a poor outing, I doubt he will get a next jersey. I doubt it. I doubt he will get a next West Indies jersey.
This has
from
to be
here.
it, sorry. I don't see how we play West Indies again.
After this World Cup, Rampal, Gale, Simmons got to go.
Bravo is going to retire also.
Yeah, Bravo go and call it.
Other than that, I'm still skeptical about Pollard right now with his leadership.
Likewise, I'm very skeptical.
What he doing, man?
It's going to be
where's
a
Cedric?
big...
Cedric gone?
Come in, Cedric. Left to Cedric. Are you receiving Cedric?
Cedric is just as...
here, so.
Cedric is just as slow as Bravo. Yes, Lorenzo. What sort of changes you're going with for tomorrow's game? If any.
Yeah, sure. There are a few changes that I would implement for tomorrow's game. But first, let me say, night to the fellow panelists. hope everyone is doing well.
Greetings,
Yeah,
Clarence.
I would definitely Lendell Simmons has to go. I'm putting in Holder goes straight into the side. Of course, Chase as well. And Hayden Walsh Jr. Yeah, but also I would open with Chris Gale, probably Puran at number 3. Yeah, so that's it. I'm not sure about O'Shane Thomas. I'm not sure I would play him, honestly. As someone said that, yeah, for the pace and the fact that the Bangladeshi players are susceptible to pace, but we also have to take into consideration, consistently hitting the right line and length, and minimizing as much in terms of run scoring option for them. So yeah, with that being said, those are the changes that I will make.
All right. Basically the same. No. I think we got that. I think we heard from everybody as regards to the opening statements, right? Yeah, man. I think so. Yeah. So all right. So to take on DeAndre want to join. I don't think he can hold on anybody else. Now I'm going to have to try and see if I can get the next thing that allows me to get more persons. All right, we're not getting on anybody else. Yeah, I'm going to probably have to try and get it tomorrow. Sorry, DeAndre, not accepting anybody else. I'm going to have to try and step it up to 10. Yeah, but
I'll cut out so DeAndre can come in.
All right, and then it'll probably come on. All right, Mr. Lover, good. Yeah, man. So to answer the question that Richard had asked just now, not only England but maybe Belgium. They are another team that they have a lot of good quality players that performs very well at the club level. When it comes on to the national team, they are not really able to take it all the way. You understand? So England and Belgium, we could definitely consider them to be West Indies like. And you see, I don't want to say it boils down to incentives or to money, but based on the fact that everything is basically driven by money these days, players might not be as motivated to go and do what they do in the West Indies colors, like what they would have be able to do in the IPL. But usually I don't like to use that because this is international cricket. People going to want to perform so that they are able to really show themselves. So franchise teams can pick them up. So I don't know what the problem is, why we are not able to really put out the performance as a team. There are a whole lot of things happening behind the scene, players and management people not getting along. So all of these things can really cause an issue. But I don't know if we should use this as excuse because every team go through that. So when it comes on to West Indies, I just think the main issue is our players is the mentality. They believe that they can go out and just bully the bowlers. They don't want to change the approach. So because they have the same approach, people read them and know what to do. And they are not willing to change the approach. So you find that they are not going to be as successful as the other teams. I think it really boils down to the approach. Yeah, Marlon.
You see, and people might disagree at this point, but you see, when we are feeling as badly as we do, nobody should be excused or immune to criticism. At this point, we need to even criticize the people who cooking the food, or who ironing the clothes, or putting the numbers on the jersey.
Yeah, it's a unit, man.
Yes, so listen to me. At this point, we need to be looking at people like Ricky Skerritt and Kishore Sharma. Those guys cannot be immune to criticism. And this is why I say that. Love him or hate him. History record that Dave Cameron won the treble as president. Love him or hate him. And you could say that the guys won not because of, but despite of Cameron.
He's the leader.
That don't even matter. that don't matter. 3-1, 3. The treble was won under him. Ricky Skerritt is presiding over one of the worst periods when it comes to like World Cup performances. the flame out in the 50 over World Cup. This embarrassment now, and the test team is right where it was for the past decades. These guys must come under some form of criticism because they're not making the thing any better. They came in with this philosophy of player first. This player first thing is failing miserably. Because some people could say that player first is what picked this T20 team. And the captain have somewhat of an overreach in the selection of who got selected in this team. So those guys need to come under some scrutiny because this is ridiculous what is going on.
You see, it's very embarrassing, Richard and Marlon and Lawrence and the others on, but you guys will remember that, I wasn't being negative, but as I said, I like to call it based on what I am seeing. And I was told on several occasions to stop talk bad about the team, stop talk down the team. And then expect, just going into the World Cup, to expect the miracle to happen. Expect the Universe boss to turn up. Expect Pollard to turn up. Pooran. Expect all of these guys to turn up. When the signs were already there now, they talk about red flags. We saw a lot of red flags going in. You understand? And we say, even though the red flags are there, we're going to support the team, especially when they actually named the 15 and we know that that 15 wasn't the right 15. We say, all right, we will support it. Know that they are not performing. I don't see why we shouldn't call them out. We were not supposed to call them out going in and know that they are not performing. We are not supposed to call them out according to the coach and the captain. I don't see any sense. You understand? The thing is right where, as what Marlon said, it's right where it used to be. We don't see any improvement any at all. Somebody is giving us a lot of feedback. All right, it's off now. Yeah, so that is a problem when it comes on to this team. You know, sometimes when you have a team and you can say, all right, these guys are transitioning out, but I have 4 or 5 solid youngsters along with 2 senior players that I can build a team around for the next 6-7 years. We are not seeing that. The guys that are that we say that are talented, the Poor and the Hetmeyer, and these guys, they are not carrying the weight any at all. They're, we are not getting what we want from them. So currently, we are not seeing it, and in the future, it's very hard to see. Very, very hard to see where we go from here.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I understand.
Rough.
Oh, the answer is in.
Yeah, man, I mean, no. Yeah, man. Yes, good night, guys. Yeah, man.
Greetings, Dre. Greetings.
Greetings, everyone. It's really hard for two, man. That's why I was saying, but bravo to me, could go on for a little longer, but I guess you don't want to be Chris Gayle. Because, after Bravo leave, Rampal got a little lifeline, as I said before. So Bravo out, Rampal out, Obed McCoy is injured. O'Shane Thomas, disappointing, Yeah, I don't know. It's sad. It's sad. And for the batting, Hetmeyer and Pooran, Hetmeyer is in form, Can't call him out too badly. The last match, he
can't do what?
No. No, man. I said
you can't call out Hetmeyer.
No, what on the match?
In the first game, and he ran himself out in the second game.
Hold on, guys. We're having some feedbacks. A couple of persons. So when you're not on, there's a thing right on the thing there. Just say to mute. Right, there's a microphone on there, so when you're not on, just go ahead and mute it, and then Okay. I don't know.
DeAndre.
Yeah. Continue, DeAndre.
DeAndre. You must call out Hetty.
Well. All right. So the last match he ran out himself. I agree, but what I'm saying, generally speaking, he's one of the ones that in better nick right now. Pooran, I've had a really bad run, extended run. I don't know why Simmons is still in the team. The Universe boss, I've seen his best days gone, so to speak. But with guys not putting their hands up, but in this current team, that is because you have other guys putting their hands up that wasn't selected. I don't know. For me, Jason Waller definitely makes his way back in the team. Jason Waller is a player that will have his time when it will go for a few games, you know, and don't really do anything for a little while. He will have his moments, but I think he's a cricketer that I can have faith in. You know, if I can have faith in Chris Gayle, I can have faith in Jason Holder. That's my opinion. Because you know, Jason Holder is gonna come good for sure. You know, he's definitely gonna come good. He's gonna eventually give a fire for like if it's Test cricket, and he's gonna give you a good cameo. You know, he's like a no. So for me, Jason Holder for the next game in for what would you say again?
Rampart. Obed or Hayden Walsh. Rampart.
Yeah, for Rampart. But I think with Hayden Walsh, you know, I think you still want a wrist spin option. You know. So I don't think you want to really take out the spinner. So all right. But the problem I have though is that West Indies have 4 bowlers, 4 specialist bowlers, and the 5th one right now is Russell, but Russell was really expensive the last game. You have 4 specialist bowlers. You have Bravo, the 2 spinners, and Rampal. Those are the 4 specialist bowlers that the last game. And then Russell was the 5th option, was playing as an all-rounder, and Pollard tripped in. So in my opinion, Jason Holder is kind of compete for the same spot as Russell. If you really look at it.
But the thing is, you know, I mean, Jason Holder will bring some batting to the team, but I think Obed McCoy, if Obed McCoy was fit, then he would definitely play. So I think Jason Holder is basically coming in that slot as a bowler that will give us some bat.
Guys,
listen, okay.
Obed McCoy's injury has hampered West Indies in a number of ways because we see that left arm seamers are performing well.
Yeah, your guys see the left arm seamer from Scotland, or is from Namibia? Yeah, it's good.
Yes, I mean he's only bowling at 135, but I mean the ball was swinging all over the place. Like left arm seamers are performing really good. Pakistan, I think, have 2 of them.
Yeah, and Mills, Timon Mills from England. Mills from England is doing well also.
Yes, so like
yeah,
our left arm seamer came into the tournament injured. Listen, outside of the bad performances, nothing has gone well for West Indies. Absolutely, everything that could have went wrong.
Yeah.
Injuries,
we still have Cottrell, you know, with the left arm seam, you know.
Yes, Mr. Lover said, what about Cottrell?
Yeah, but I think there has to be an injury for him to come in. That's like how Sola came in.
So, yeah.
So I guess they could have brought him in for Obed, you know, to bring the same left arm. But I think Jason, honestly, Jason will perform. That's the thing. Apart from the IPL, if you're already honest, Jason has been one of the better cricketers for us over the years. You know, if you can give Darren Bravo and Gayle and a lot of people that are not as consistent, I don't see why Jason Holder can get a chance. You know, he has been performing generally thereabout as Leonard Salis said. He's always been thereabout with a few bad patches. But
I see.
Yeah, he has always been performing for us with a few bad patches. So I think he deserves a spot.
The problem with that, though, you know, is I can understand him deserving a chance, but it's because of the roles. Remember, you know, Jason Holder would be competing with the other all-rounders. Now, when you look at somebody like a Bravo and a Gayle, even though what's his name, Darren Bravo and a Chris Gayle, even though I'm not big fans of them as we speak, based on their form, you find that we don't really have any specialist out-and-out batsmen that are really stamping their authority. But Jason Holder now would have to compete with Pollard, Russell, and Dwayne Bravo. So that sort of make it a little bit more ticklish. You understand? So that is the issue. You know, unless you are going to ask him to make the team as a specialist bowler, which on his day he can definitely give you 4 overs for 20 runs and pick up 3-4 wickets. Yeah. But going in, they would have to classify him as an all-round, and then he would have to compete with Pollard, Russell, and the others, as I said.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He should come in for Rampal and still play Russell as the all-rounder. Russell is playing as the all-rounder right now, which is the 5th, is also the 5th bowler. So you have 4 specialist bowlers, and then you have Russell. But Russell has been expensive in the last match, so Pollard chipped in. They didn't ask Gayle to chip in at all this time, because sometimes they ask him to chip in when the bowlers are out of work, you know.
It's a possibility that if they bring in Chase for Simmons, bring in bring in Holder for Obed. Say for example, they bring in Holder for what's his name? Hayden Walsh Jr. If they bring in Holder, yeah, we're hearing a lot of feedback, man. Somebody have the thing going. Yeah, if they bring in Holder for Hayden Walsh Jr., you know, there and then they might ask Gale to bowl a couple of overs. You understand? But what I would do is probably just bring in Holder for Obed McCoy as much as I wasn't anticipating Obed getting injured. You know, I was thinking the other day to leave out Walshy. But I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. You understand? But all of these things that we're talking about, you know, is really the batting is a problem, you know. I don't really see our bowlers doing any bowling any probing delivery per se, but the batsmen, so far the batsmen, they haven't really given the bowlers anything to bowl at. So that is one of the problems.
Sports to the bone, that is what is on my mind and ticking over in my mind. And the words lamentable, lamentable come to my mind. The batting. I don't want to use the term brainless, brutish, but when I've seen the highlights, and I've been barely able to stomach watching the highlights, the dismissals, the manner of what happened to the days of looking around the field, checking out where the field are set, and placing your strokes between the fielders, piercing strokes. Back to the thing that we've not mentioned anything. You mentioned it, Sports to the Bone. Can we get some insight into how difficult it is or isn't to play classical strokes with minimum or low risk that bring ones, twos, boundaries, fours, not necessarily sixes, hitting for the hills and getting caught, giving fieldsmen seconds to gather themselves to take catches. Can you share that's been the most lamentable and disappointing aspect of this campaign. The bowling is one thing, but the level of batsmanship over 20 overs and less has been shocking. Please shed some light on what. Did you see this happening? Didn't we have the Caribbean Premier League? I didn't watch that. What was happening in that tournament? Did you see any classical cuts, pulls, drives, flicks?
The guy that was classical, that was expected to play this role, is there carrying water to the guys, Rastan Chase. He was classical. He was expected to play this role. Now, when it comes on to actually piercing the gaps and looking for feelers, they don't look to pierce gaps, or they don't need to look for feelers. Here why now? Because all on their mind is to go out there and hit every ball out of the ground. That is a problem. These guys, the mentality is there. And to hear the captain, the vice captain, and the coach coming out and saying, here what? We will be looking to score boundary. There should be there is a reason why every other team is looking to push the ball around, you know, minimizing that ball and all of that. You understand? And these guys need to go and look at somebody like no, I hear my rusty voice, man. Somebody need to mute their thing. I hear my voice. These guys need to look at somebody like he's probably not there now, but the New Zealand middle order batsman, Ross Taylor. When that guy comes out to bat, you know, whether it is T20, ODI, Test cricket, he comes out, he spends some time, he goes right around the field, then he goes 1, 2, 3, right around the field, check, everybody on the field, and then what? You bowl, push the ball there. Steve Smith does it also. Might not be so pronounced in pointing and counting, but look at Ross Taylor every time when he comes to the crease. He's always looking around, knowing where the feelers are, knowing where the gaps are. You understand? Once you know where the feelers are, you will know where the gaps are. But these guys will not push the ball in the gaps because they think every ball must go over the boundary. You understand? When it comes on to our CPL that just finished, we saw a couple of guys stroking the ball around. You understand? As I said, Rastan Chase, you know, he was one of them. The guy there, Rutherford, he hits the ball very well also, you know, but he's also able to stroke the ball on the ground. And these guys are not there. So based on the players that are in the team, going in, you could easily see the strategy that they plan to use. Whether it doesn't even matter. If they go to a ground and this ground is bigger than the one that they expected, they are going to go for the boundary. Even when it would make sense to say, all right, let me push 1, 2, 3, and then I'll try for a boundary off the 5th or the 6th delivery. They don't do that. They block the first 4 balls, and then the last 2 they try and swing. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You understand?
It's like in the NBA with the 3-point revolution that is going on, where 3
all right,
teams are actively saying, listen, rack up at least 18 threes a game. If you constantly miss, it doesn't matter, because the percentages of threes that you make is not that good. But because it's 3 points, you could make up, and it's better to score 2s than 1. And you have teams who sell off for the 3-pointer in the NBA, and it looks good, but at the end of the day, they don't lift the NBA crown. The Rockets did that, it didn't work.
All right.
Listen,
all right.
And this is the problem West Indies have. At the end of the day, it's simple math. Boundaries and 6s matter more than 1s and 2s. But the risk reward, how often and how much risk are you willing to take? And how our guys seem to not realize that, listen, you cannot replicate that type of thing constantly. Like, you just can't. So
brainless,
my issue with these guys is really
brainless.
that they don't seem to realize that this thing is not working and need to change.
What part does the coach play in all of this? We can see it from the boundary, from our sofa, watching on TV. What part does the coach play in this? And Mr. Pollard. Mr. Pollard, I'm still digesting. You know, he's really. I heard Michael Hussein, Nazar Hussein, and the likes of Michael Atherton and Robert Keys speak very, very highly of Kieran Pollard as an intelligent cricketer, one that they saw leading the West Indies for several years. Such was his insightful visions of the game. What are you surprised at Mr. Pollard's captaincy and the management of this unit? I'm saddened and shocked. I'm still stunned. Are you?
What these guys? I won't back down. You know, I said this on several occasions. I really rate Pollard as a leader. You know, he's an attacking leader. I like to see my leaders go on the front foot. But, you know, some of the decisions in this World Cup, can just call it atrocious. You can call them atrocious, right? Atrocities. And what the coach will tell you is that they won 2 World Cups. You understand? Using this sort of tactics. But they need to understand that the game is changing.
That's right.
You know, the game is changing, and you know, bowlers are developing. Bowlers are becoming even more skillful than they used to be. So when you are able to outfox them back then with all your shots and all of that, bowlers are coming up with different deliveries, medium pace bowlers, spinners, whatever it is. Plus they are figuring you out. You know, they are watching tapes and they are coming up. So you can't decide, you can't think that you're going to use the same tactics over and over, because they will tell you that they won 2 World Cups. Even the vice captain said it. They won 2 World Cups going at boundaries, and that is what they are going to do. But a different team is going to win this World Cup, not using the same sort of tactics. So it just goes to show that you can't use the same thing for years and expect the same result, even though you were successful a couple of years ago using it. So the coach and the captain has a lot to do with what the team is doing here, because you have some coaches that will be stuck in their ways. You know, you watch a lot of football, Richard. Jose Mourinho, the game has left him behind because of you know, he's refusing to change his coaching style. And you know, if he has some very good talented players, he will not use them if they are not able to work with exactly what they are saying. While top class coaches will find a way to tweak certain things, but these guys will tell you that here what, we are West Indians, we are powerful, we are big, we are strong, we are flary, but it doesn't always work, and we are seeing it right now in front of our eyes.
Guys, Can I?
Hold on, we
you
haven't
go.
heard Lorenzo any at all. Lorenzo, you there?
Yeah, I'm
we,
here.
we're coming to you, Marlon. Yeah, Lorenzo.
To add to what you guys are saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think our players lack what we call situational awareness.
Awareness.
Right?
Exactly.
So I was watching the game, Pakistan and India, right? No, Pakistan, they were bowling good. They got some early wickets, right? Which basically set India back, right? So, and I noticed that Kohli and I don't remember who the other.
Richard Pant.
Yeah.
He was Pant.
They had to adjust. If they were continuously playing aggressive during that innings, I can guarantee you that they wouldn't have made 90 or 100 runs. That is for sure. And so this is the issue. The problem we are seeing with our players. I mean, it can't be business as usual. You just go out there and you expect. And I said it. Lewis played good. He made some score. He made 50 odd. But we saw the same trend continuing, even with him, even though he scored 50 odd. If he had gotten out, because he accumulated some dot balls. There was one over ball to him. What was almost a maiden, if I'm correct. Right?
Was a maiden
So,
from Akman.
I think the ball are made to him, Yeah.
Yes, precisely. Even today, Sri Lanka lost to Australia today, right? But the guys played proper cricketing shots, right? They were knocking the balls in the gap. So, we can always sit here and lament what needs to be done, but they have to be the one. They are the professionals. I mean, like, bro, something has to be done. This is what the players who should be transitioning into the international stage. Is this what they're going to be coming into? So, I don't know.
You see, but that is another that is another important thing you just touched, the transitional phase, but that is a whole different thing. Yeah, Marlon.
I think the best team to compare West Indies to his football team is not so much England, but Spain. And this is why I say that. You remember when Spain won the World Cup with Tiki Taka?
Yeah, yes. In 2010. With
2010. You
Xavi, Iniesta, Villa, and those guys.
In the years past, Spain has maintained the same thing. And Spain would end games with 70% possession and lose 1-0. And it's because they have the same tiki-taka mentality where we're going to out-possess you and eventually we will score and win. And it has proven ineffective. However, they won a World Cup with it. But what works 10 years ago is not a guarantee to work now.
Exactly.
And when you realize the thing's not working, you just stop. Like, you just need to find a different strategy. And this is the problem with West Indies. You see, even Bravo's song when they talk about licks, those things that those guys buy into. The mythology surrounding themselves as power eaters. They buy into it completely.
Yeah, they believe it.
Listen, these guys believe it hook, line, and sinker to the point where it's in their DNA. They can't change.
And I think it's not to dismiss the whole idea of power hitting, right? But just use some common sense.
You said it right. Situational awareness. Couldn't say it any better.
We're not saying just go out there and don't. I mean, to be honest, I it is entertaining and I like it to a certain extent. But man, when you're just going out there and just sitting up the ball in the air, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
It's really sad. It's really sad. And if we look at it, we can't really see much changes coming because, as I said, the youngsters that we expect, to really come and take over, they are very much into the T20 thing, and it's basically where the world is going now. We soon probably don't have T20 and have T15 and T10 and T5. You understand? That is how much the cricket is going down, and the only thing to fix this is getting our guys playing a lot of red ball cricket. I believe that is the way to fix it. even though you want to score a lot of runs, when you play red ball cricket, you learn to value your wicket. So when you value your wicket now, it will transition over into white ball cricket. If you look at Steve Smith today, he played at I think a run about 25 or something like that. Kane Williamson, you understand? All of these guys, these guys have a value on their wicket, You understand? They don't just hit ball in the air and just laugh and say, "Oh man, I almost got it." They don't do that. They go out there and play sensible cricket. Play the ball on the ground. When the ball is in your heart, you hit the ball for 6. You understand? But the problem is a lot of these guys seems as if they don't value the wicket. That is a problem. And you see why it is so hurtful? These guys, we know that they have the ability to do it, but it's just because they are in the mentality of just doing it one way. You understand? So that is the problem. That is why we have it that hard, because we know some of the guys can play the classic shot, can play the shot on the ground, but they just, for some reason, they just keep on doing the same thing over and over.
So if you had to lay the blame at someone's door, with all due respect, would you be looking at the management, the captain, or the individuals themselves, the seasoned professionals, the Russells, Pollards, Pooran, Gale? Where would you lay the blame most for this thus far extremely disappointing campaign?
The blame, in my opinion, the blame goes right across the board, right? Because if you as a coach or as a captain say this is what we want to do, and players are not doing it, then you're going to easily drop them or you're going to call them out. And the coach and the captain, they have defended these players. So it simply means this is what they were told to do. Even if they want to say no, that wasn't the case, you understand? No, when it comes on to the players, they are seasoned professionals, as you say. They should be able to go out there and apply situational awareness, as what Lorenzo said just now. These guys would have all played some amount of ODI cricket, some of them test cricket. They all played regional cricket. Well, they might have not played any recently, you understand? But these guys know how to play a defensive shot. They know how to push the ball around. They all know how to do this. So all of them, the captain and the coach, right? They are the ones that said, this is how we will go at the game. If a player is not doing that, then you shouldn't be afraid to call them out, right? And the players, as I said, these are professionals, just like how any other power hitter. Lorenzo just told us about Richard Pant. That man is one of the most attacking players in world cricket right now, even at the test level, right? And the other day, his team was like 20-something or 30-something down for 3 or 4. He came out, settled down, played about 39 before he was deceived and hit the ball in the air. But you could see him putting out effort to say, here what, I will not get out doing this, or I will not get out doing that. The game does not call for this. The game calls for this at the moment. You understand? So the professionals, they need to do this. The Russells, the Pooran, right? I see Pooran, we are struggling, and I see Pooran go out there and facing up to Mills, wipe after 2 balls out the outside, they have some, the next one wipe, gets nicked off. Simmons, same thing. So you understand, these guys, they have been playing for a while now, so they should be able to really adjust based on what is happening out there in the middle. That is how I see it. Probably other guys will see it different.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
What I will say also is, in terms of the managerial aspect of things, we all know that there has always been a disconnect between the players and the managers. And I feel like these players, because they're making so much money outside of playing for West Indies, it's like they have reached to a point where, I mean, like, you can't really dictate how they should play their game, right? Yeah. Because they have become successful outside of West Indies cricket. So hence the reason, because when you look at it, the cricket that they're playing now is the cricket we played 6 years ago when we won the World Cup, right? Mm-hmm. And it is the same cricket we're pretty much playing today. But as you can clearly see, other teams, they have recognized, hey, there has to be some adjustment as it relates to, you know, how you go out there and play the game. And, you know, and we have too much old players. Probably at this point in time, there isn't much we can do in terms of trying to reinvent the wheel. We just have to work with what we have, and hopefully, as like I said before, the new players that are coming in are the existing players like the Poor and the Hitmeyer. I mean, these guys, we know they are capable. They are very capable of playing a well-rounded innings. But I think the problem is here, man. And especially when they have role models like the Pollard, the Gale, the Russell, right? That's what they're going to be mirroring. That's the mindset that they're going to be bringing forward continuously, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Before I let Marlon and the others go, what I want to follow up on is when you said that, you know, some of these guys are so successful, so it's very hard to really dictate certain things with them to them. And I agree, but it boils down to man management. You know, you can be an excellent coach, but if you are not good at man managing, that is a problem. And that is why Sir Alex Ferguson is considered to be one of the greatest of all time, right? Because he was a good coach and he was good at managing superstars. So, you know, it doesn't matter how much a man would have achieved outside of international cricket. You know, when he comes in, I know it's going to be difficult, but if you back yourself as a good coach and a good manager, you said here, you should be able to say, here what, this is what I want and this is what will work. But I understand what you are saying, Lorenzo. And you know, the funny thing about it, the people that they need to coach and teach how to bat, they don't want to do it. I don't remember which coach it was that came in at one point in time and was telling Shivnarine Shandapal that this is not how you bat, this is what you are supposed to do. Can I imagine a coach coming into West Indies team and
was it Bennett
I
King?
don't remember. Who was it?
Was it Bennett King?
I don't remember who it was, but you remember the situation, Marlon?
Otis Gibson. It was Otis Gibson.
It was Otis Gibson.
Oh.
Can I imagine Otis Gibson coming in and telling Shivnarine Shandapal showing Shivnarine Shandapal how to bat? Shivnarine Shandapal, who I doubt it is the fastest test century now, but Shivnarine Shandapal have one of the fastest test century, you know, as one of the fastest test century, might be 49 balls. And the same Shivnarine Shandapal was able to finish off a game up against Shimenda Vaz. When he won 10, he went for a 4-6 first, I think, and then a 4 and finished the game.
Yes,
so those guys, so those guys that can bat, they want to teach those guys how to bat. These are the guys that they need to teach how to bat and how to apply situation awareness, as Lorenzo said just now. Yeah, Marlon, go ahead.
Well, I don't totally agree that IPL money and those things give these guys some amount of arrogance, so you can't talk to them. But
yeah, just continue.
I believe that the entire management and team buys into this power hitting thing too much. And I think everybody is there like, listen, we're just going to hit our way out of trouble. And that is how we do it. And that is what we will continue to do. And it's failing and they're not doing anything to solve it. So I personally think that is the issue. It's just that we have one trick. We are one trick pony, and we have not learned any more tricks to use.
That's a very good way of putting it. You know what's crossed my mind? Well spoken, gents. Two things has crossed my mind. Sports to the Bone, when you mentioned the financial situation and the suggestion that a lack of, dare we say, pride, the drive to perform for the West Indies. So whether there's a breakdown of communication and respect between management and the players, well, what of families, friends, fans, West Indian tradition, playing for the jersey, and personal pride? If that has gone out the window or is low, so low in terms of stock that we can get these performances, that is really a sad indictment and state of affairs. But secondly, there's something that it may not go down too well in certain quarters, but for my money, I think this particular World T20 tournament has shown that batting and intelligent bowling has a place in the game, and not going down towards T5, T10, T15. But I'm actually getting a lot of enjoyment and more enjoyment, relatively speaking, from this T20 experiences by watching the likes of India come back against the likes of Pakistan and vying and using certain batting strategies, and as well as out in the field. And it's really entertaining for the 20 overs. It's not the crash bang wallop style, and I've enjoyed it. And hopefully, do you think that this could do something by way of shedding light on the merits of not only T20 but the test match arena, and maybe even the one-day internationals? Though I'm not as hot on that for some reason. I'm actually warming to T20, quality T20 play, but the test match arena where defense, Lendl Simmons style times 20, where it's appropriate, matched and merged with attacking intent of the Virat Kohlis and the Richard Pats. I think there's a place for that. So I mean, what say you as a result of this? Because this baseball style approach that West Indies have shown, there's not really a place for that. I mean, that's for flat track bullies. But this is a man's game where some style and pattern has really come to the fore. And yeah, go ahead, sir. Go ahead, Jen.
The difference is that those guys can actually bat, and they know what it takes to bat. You understand? I don't want people to think that I'm throwing cold water, as they would say, on our batsmen. But notice the guys that are playing these sort of innings and these classical shots. These guys are letting 20 overs look as if it's 60, 70 overs because of how much time they are playing. Virat Kohli can bat, Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul. You see Babar Azam doing it. You see Kane Williamson doing it. You see
Smith, Warner.
Smith, you see Smith, Warner. All over the place. Because those guys can bat, Richard. That is the difference. Those guys can bat. You understand? If we are going to be honest with ourselves, which player on our team are we going to match up with the likes of these guys? Maybe a Chris Gayle. He has some good record where Test and ODI is concerned, but he hasn't been firing in a little while. But these guys can actually bat. These are guys that would have mastered the art of batting, and they would have stepped down to the level of T20, and they are using their ability to bat, not to slug, They are using their ability to bat and let the game look easy. You understand? Because some of these guys bat, they might come when they come to bat in the power play even better because they are skillful. But when it comes on to the middle overs, they are not strong. You understand? But they are good timer of the ball. They know how to play their shots because they can bat. They don't slug after every ball. These guys that we're talking about, check their records when it comes on to ODI T20. All of these guys are excellent batsmen. We're not talking about sluggers. And once again, you see, until our guys prove to me and know that Pooran, Hetmyer, who else we have there? Well, basically Pooran, Hetmyer, know that these guys can play classical shots, but they need to prove it to me. I don't just want to blindly look at it. I want them to show me. You understand? All of these guys that are doing this that you're talking about, Richard, those guys can bat. Probably man that we would need, and this is the 100th time I'm going to say it, that we would need in the team to try something like this would be a Rastan Chase. Not saying it is going to work out, but he is the sort of player that would come and bat like how these other guys are batting. Not putting Rastan Chase in, Williamson and Warren and those guys caliber class, but he would be the man to come out and bat. It's just batting, that is the difference. Yeah, batting is different from swinging. Batting is different from swinging. A man can come out and swing for all his might, like what Lendl Simmons was doing the other day, and get 15 off 35. A man can come out and bat and get 60 off 35.
I've got two questions. Go ahead, Marlon. Go ahead. I'm
going to do other people a pleasure and give them a chance because it seems like the chat, the waiting room is full. And
Yeah,
So-
so complain.
And I West Indian fans want
Well,
a chance.
I'm gonna cede my place as well. I'm gonna cede my place as well shortly.
I see somebody named Gary Campbell, so let me let other people come on.
Yeah.
So good night, guys.
Yeah, that right there.
I will be
That right there is.
Blessed Marlon.
Thanks very much for you know. I didn't even have to ask you guys to do that. You know you were able to. That's all right. Thanks very much. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try and bring it up to 10 tomorrow. I'm going to try and see if I can get the thing to bring it up to 10, so we don't only have 5 persons on. All right. So Ronaldo is here. Richard, where's Richard? You're hanging around with us?
I can hang around for 5 more minutes. I didn't know. I'm pleasantly surprised that the chat room is full, because I mean I wouldn't blame certain men and women for ducking and laying low. So I'm glad that cricket is still popular in certain circles. So full respect to that. I've got a couple of questions, and then I will cede way to the fellow panelists, Good and True. Do you think? And I've not been a massive T20 fan. I'm a big Test match lover, as you know, Sports to the Ball, and you are as well. To be fair, how much are we as fans, generalizing, to blame for this current situation we see the West Indies in? They look like they're drunk on this crash bang baseball style hitting for the hills, 6 crowd cheering. To what extent have the fans played a part in this situation? Loving the 6 hitting, not applauding and speaking and talking and waxing lyrical about the 1s, the 2s, the 4. One thing I remember hearing on these panels and in the vlogosphere, which I still found strange, and it's the players are like Pooran, the runner ball business. Why we seem to poo this runner ball? Man, about too slow. A Test match. We you call this? And a Test match. Runner ball isn't working. Yeah, to what extent are we to be blamed for this? Not malaise, but a destitute of a situation.
Because I tell you, remember us as Caribbean people, we love excitement and we support these sort of things, and not only that, but yes, when it comes on to T20 cricket, even some of the Test lovers would have moved down to T20 cricket. Here why? Because people go to work and they're able to come home, and when things, when we didn't have the whole virus thing and people were able to go to the stadiums, right? People go to work and they're able to come home, go to the stadium, watch some T20 cricket for a 3.5 hour, 4 hours. You understand? So people tend to start buying into that more. Even though you have the traditional supporters, you understand? So West Indies, they are always going to push the T20 because it is what is pulling in the money. You understand? But as supporters, from time to time, we really do not appreciate the art of Test cricket as much as how we should. You understand? So you find that players are always going to lean towards the T20 cricket. Because to be honest, when we are able to come from work and go to the stadium and watch a game for 4 hours, you are going to want to be entertained. You understand? But people, when it comes on to saying that boy is not Test, is not this, then you start shugging the Test aside, But I think when it comes on to Caribbean people, we really like the fast pace and the excitement. And I think it has to do with generation, because if you look at guys who would be in their 50s, 60s now, they still love the art of Test cricket. But a lot of the younger fans, they are well into this T20 thing. So it all has to do with the age group, because I am certain that some of the traditional West Indies supporters, they are still pushing for Test cricket and they are not into this excitement. You understand? So it depends on the age group, the age group of the fans, if you understand what I'm saying. You still have some die-hearted fans out there that will not watch T20 cricket because they say it is foolishness. And then you have the die-hearted then you have the T20 lovers that will say, all right, it's cricket nonetheless. It's packed in 4 hours. Let's go and get the excitement. But I think in terms of supporting, I think we as fans, as Caribbean people, we definitely need to do more to show appreciation for the actual art of cricket. And it comes from the top, because I said this on the last live. It was even the same selectors that threw away the best middle order batsman that we had. The man was the best on form at the time, Shivnarine Shandopal. Right? Solely because, well, some will say because they didn't want him to break a man's record. You know, some will say because they thought his style was boring or he bat too slow. But the man was the best middle order batsman. So if as selectors or as coaches we throw away that man and then bring in somebody else, what do you think people going to think? People going to eventually move on from that sort of traditional way of playing cricket. You know, that is how I look at it. I think it depends on the age group, because you still have some of the bigger guys that will not support T20 cricket. But marketing has a lot to do with also. Right? They market T20 cricket, they don't market Test cricket. So if you market T20 cricket, you are going to grab the fans. You understand? You see these guys singing a lot of songs. I'll let others go in. I don't mean to preach, but it was a very good question. You know, you see these guys singing a lot of songs about T20 cricket and leaks. You don't see anybody singing any song about, you know, being able to go out there and bat for 3 days, putting pride on your wicket, not giving away your wicket. So people will drive towards the excitement. I'll give the others a chance to answer. I'm just going to step away a little bit and make a call. Yeah, go ahead, guys. Oh, I think Ronaldo is on. Wayne, I think Wayne is on, and who else?
DeAndre, me.
DeAndre, all right, good. A couple persons not going to get let in tonight, you know. But you can go ahead, guys, and get crack at it. Just give me about 10 seconds.
I'm gonna step aside and let these gentlemen come in. When you come back, Sports to the Bone, I'll let the gentlemen in. Ronaldo, what say you, sir?
Greetings, Sir Richard, and greeting Wayne, greeting DeAndre. Greetings, gentlemen. For me, I really wanted to join in when I heard Marlon mention. He was speaking about football and he used the example of Spain, not willing to change their tiki-taka style. I am not a big football fan, but I do follow Spanish football from time to time. And I am a big fan of always changing or replicating what works for you. So that's where I disagree here. I don't think that West Indies need to change from the power hitting. It's just a matter of finding balance. I don't know if we were watching the game and hearing Darren Sammy, the captain, talk about balance. And one thing that I remember is Dwayne Bravo in the 2009 World Cup, he was playing that runner ball innings. 2009, when we got to the semifinals, Bravo was making 29 from 29, doing that start of a Steve Smith kind of a role. Devon Smith in 2007, believe it or not, he was the kind of guy who was, you know, making 35 from 40 while Chris Gayle exploded at the other end with a big century. Coming up to 2012 through to 2016, we had Marlon Samuels. It's just that we had that one guy that was more than likely dependable to pretty much be the mainstay at the crease, while the other guys can go helter for skelter. I am not in agreement that we should change our game. I just think that we just need that one person that is very stable, and then the other guys can just play their natural innings. That's just how we made our success, and I think that we'll have a lot more success if we continue on what have been working. I do agree that we need to evolve as players, because bowlers are watching videos, bowlers are studying our batsmen, and so batsmen need to also pretty much study bowlers as well and see how they can come up with strategies to negate what the bowlers are doing. I see Glenn Maxwell is doing it a lot. Glenn Maxwell, when he started, had issues going over the offside until he came up with this switch hit. I think that our batsmen are skilled enough to keep on playing their power game, but just improving how they go about their game. So if you're weak playing on the offside, try improve your game. You don't have to always look to go cold corner. You can just improve your game. So I am in full agreement that we need to improve our game, but I still think that power hitting is the way forward for West Indies. And I think we have a lot more chance of winning a World Cup or being successful if we stick to what works for us. I'm positive if we try to play how the old generation played proper cricketing strokes, we probably wouldn't even have a chance to reach semi-finals. I just think with these set of guys that we have, power hitting is the way forward. We just need that one stable guy.
That's a great
speak then.
That's a great contribution. That's a great contribution and an interesting take. And I applaud your forthright honesty and your personal opinion. Very interesting. Sports to the Bone, the gentleman below, he clearly stated that the big hitting is a part of a winning formula, and it should remain. What needs to be included is the likes of a stable, steady accumulator of runs a la Devon Smith, a la Darren Sammy, and hopefully tomorrow, Royston Chase. I will be tuning in and following the game as a result. Can you assure me that Royston Chase will be in the starting 11 as I bid farewell?
We're not hearing Richard. Is it or it's persons that?
I think, sir. I think he just left.
Person.
So I guess that's my turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he left a while ago.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Yeah, man.
Yeah, we can hear.
Damn, Sports to the Bone get hot now, man. I gotta wait half an hour before we make a contribution.
That's
a good sign, yeah. Though, you know, that's a good sign. Anyway, gentlemen,
people love the cricket, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, blessings.
Yeah, man, I'm all the way out in New York. It's kind of chilly, so you know, I gotta keep it warm.
Yeah.
So I've been listening to you guys from the beginning, and you know, you touch on a few issues. No, the issue with guys performing in franchise cricket and not for West Indies, I don't think it's all because of the money.
Yeah.
But in the franchise, I think it's better planning, better structure, and everybody got like a designated role. And it's like anything else in life, you know. If you go to bed tomorrow and you're planning your day tomorrow, I mean, when you go to bed tonight and you're planning your day tomorrow, it's, you know, having a clear idea of what's going to happen tomorrow will make tomorrow more successful rather than just wake up in the morning and then trying to figure out halfway during the day what's the plan. And I think that's some of the issues that we're facing in West Indies cricket. You know, it's like apart from obviously maybe Evan Lewis, his role is clear. The other guys, Pollard and Russell, their role is kind of clear also, but most of the time in franchise cricket, when they come to the crease, it's like, let's say 15 over and later. So, but coming in with the West Indies team now, sometimes these guys come to the crease with 11 overs to go, and you know, it's like a different role they gotta adapt. For instance, if you look at Hetmeyer in Guyana, you know, in the Guyana Amazon Warriors, he got a clear role, and for the most part, he's successful. You know, he come at 3, knock the ball around, excel at the end. In Delhi, he's a finisher.
Yeah, bats at 6. Finish.
Yeah, you know, so these guys' roles are clear. And clarity got a lot to do with being successful in life in general. That's one issue. Well, the second issue, I know you guys cover it in all different angles with the one mode of playing, just this power hitting. That's problem number 2. You know, it's like driving. When the road is nice and smooth, we can go 100 miles per hour. When the road is rough and bumpy, you can't have the same mentality. You know, you're going to mash up the car. You got to be able to slow down and know how to navigate through the potholes. And you see, the thing too with the franchise cricket, most of it is played in India, where the tracks over there are nice and friendly for power hitting. But over in this part of town, where the World Cup is, it's a different scenario. So most of the power hitters are struggling. If you look, it's not like Pollard really run out of form, but it's just that, you know, the conditions are not there. If you look at this guy Pandya also, It's the same thing. These guys struggling. The Russells, even Narayan was struggling in this half of the tournament. Maybe apart for a couple of hits here and there, but generally the power hitters are not coming off in this tournament in the UAE.
I don't mean to interrupt, but it wasn't the IPL played in UAE, and
the IPL was there.
Yeah, and Hetmyer was doing. Hetmyer was a super striker, so why do you say that we weren't?
But the problem with Hetmyer now, remember, it's only 2 innings. He ran himself out in the second one. The first one, he basically was drowning in honey, as Fazir would say, So he actually he got what again? What was it again, Ronaldo? I think he got 2 4s and then was trying to go for a next one. So I think it was just a matter of him not being playing the game based on what was needed at the time.
Yeah, I'm saying that I don't think our players are out of form, and I don't think it's a matter of the venues. I wouldn't say that India is more suited to power hitting, because these guys, I'm just saying that Hetty, he had the best strike rate in IPL in UAE.
168.
And Pollard has the best strike rate last year, 208 in UAE. So these guys are accustomed to the venue. It's just a matter of the dynamics of our team now. As was being discussed by Richard here today, as mentioned, the clarity of roles that Wayne just mentioned, right?
Yeah.
When you look at it, Hetmyer playing for Delhi, he's not getting a similar role. Pollard playing for Mumbai, not getting a similar role. When you look at it, there's no clarity of roles, really.
Yeah.
So I think once we sort out that clarity of role, we should be fine. But I still believe that we can get through. We just need to win the next 3 games. I have high beliefs that we just need to win the next 3 games, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah,
it's just that simple. It comes down to this, where we just have to win 3. We just have to put with faith.
We need. I think the net run rate will have this.
Net run rate.
Yeah,
right.
the net run rate probably going to pose an issue.
If like a 250 and win by 100 runs,
I think the net run. Yeah, I think Ronaldo, if we even win the final 3 games, I think the net run rate going to cause an issue, because it's 2 teams going through, right? England is already there. England would have already won 2 games, right?
Yeah, man. And we and Bangladesh is at the same spot. We lose 2 games, so
Australia would have won 2 already, right?
Yeah, Pakistan. I think Pakistan won.
No, Pakistan not in our zone.
I would want to believe that England.
South Africa. I think South Africa won 1. England won 2-1.
So.
And
I was saying that with England, I was saying the manner in which England is going to beat most of these teams. I'm hoping they continue to train and beat all teams really badly, so that can slightly improve our chances of getting. Even though our net run rate would still be bad, other teams' net run rate would come down to just as poor. Because when you look at it, England, they had 6 overs remaining against Bangladesh. If they can maintain that high tempo, that makes it slightly easier for us. So I know it's depending on England, depending on results from England, but I'm really hoping that we win our next 3 games. England beat every other opposition, how they're beating them so far, and then I think we should pull through.
I have a minus 2.5 net run rate, and Bangladesh have a minus 1.6. So
but Bangladesh should have to. If we beat Bangladesh and
we have to beat them good,
and beat Bangladesh, beat Bangladesh good, beat Sri Lanka good, beat Australia good, even by some margin of maybe 25 to 40 runs, anywhere around those regions. And if England can beat Australia with some 5 overs to spare, beat Sri Lanka with some 5 overs to spare, beat South Africa by some 40, 50 runs, we should be getting through.
Ronaldo, you're a very optimistic person. Yeah, you're a very optimistic person. Very optimistic.
I remember it's 2 teams alone going to make it out of the group,
Yeah.
It's only 2.
It's 2 teams. We know England going to go through.
England going to go through for sure, but
so we have to hope that Australia mess up.
So if that's what I'm saying, if England win all the games then the other team's best chance would be 4. And then West Indies win the other games, most teams would be fighting for that 3 wins.
Yeah.
And so it's going to come down to... That's what I'm saying. That's where I'm saying England's role is going to come in if they can help out by beating other teams with 5 overs to go. So that's how we have to look at it.
To change it a little, when I stepped away from the phone just now and came back, I heard you were saying something about Marlon Samuels. I figure it must have been about the role. So when it comes on to this team now, are you still not in favor of Chase playing that role?
Well, Ruston Chase, from the first game, after the first game, I thought that West Indies, it was clear that Lendl, I would have probably said, Lendl, we're going to rest you for the South Africa game.
Open Gale and Chase, yeah.
Yeah, because what I saw from Lendl was in the 2 warm-up games, he had a strike rate of about 75, 70, and that's really poor. And then
in the power play.
In the power play, and Lendl is generally a guy who gets off well in the power play. So I'm saying that if Lendl was struggling in the warm-up, and then he came out and he struggled against Moeen Ali, who's a right-arm off spinner. It's not as if it was a left-arm spinner. It's an off spinner turning the ball into him. So it should have been a favorable matchup. But if Lendl is struggling against a favorable matchup, I just thought that maybe he should have been rested. I'm not saying drop because Lendl is always in my starting 11. But I would rest him for that South Africa game. Just let him think about what's going on and then just look at what's happening and then bring in Ruston Chase. But he's the best guy who's suited for that Marlon type of role. I know Dwayne Bravo used to do it. Dwayne Bravo used to do it when he was a little bit younger and fitter. But Ruston is the best suited guy we have right now. And he's definitely not going to give us 17 from 35 or 16 from 35. So,
but
definitely,
yeah, he's not going to do that at all.
Yeah, definitely Ruston. He has to get a crack at it. And if we don't see Ruston tomorrow against Bangladesh,
then it's highly unlikely.
I guess if they don't play him tomorrow, I guess West Indies are saying they don't see him in the reckoning.
But it's pointless to pick him and not play him though. That's crazy, you know.
When we just came on, we were talking about the changes for tomorrow. You know, now that Hola is in the 15. I don't know if when I stepped away you had mentioned yours. What are the changes you're going to work with for tomorrow? You're changing anybody? What is it? You're bringing in Hola straight into the team?
Well, because the venue is Sharjah, and I saw some statistics earlier today, Jason Hola has to play.
Yeah.
Economy of 7.7, 16 wickets. He's the best at Sharjah in IPL this year, so he has to play.
All right. Who does he replace? As usual.
Who does he replace? I guess it has to be Hayden Walsh. The fact that Bangladesh has a couple left-handers in the top of their order. And so I can't see Hayden Walsh troubling Bangladesh.
Bowling to them.
Yeah, I can't see Hayden doing much. And so Jason would replace Hayden for sure. Many persons calling for O'Shane Thomas. O'Shane would be a good pick, but his consistency is not.
Yeah, that is what I'm worried about Ronaldo. The pace would be good against them, but I am really worried about the inconsistency. That is what I'm worried about.
And the thing about O'Shane, he might get the new ball and all of a sudden it's a wide down the leg side. Bangladesh gets off to a flyer and we're behind the game already. So O'Shane, it's too high a risk right now to play O'Shane. So we just make a change with Holder coming in for Walsh. Chris Gale move up the top. Chase coming in.
Chase comes in.
And Chase coming and slotting at 3 right there. So that would be how I see it tomorrow.
Those I was thinking to bring in Jason Hola. Jason Hola definitely comes in straight away.
Yeah, Hola straight away.
Hola comes in. Yeah.
Walking a yard. No? But I have a concern about Russell's leaking runs the last game. So I think Chase I can give us 2 overs. Russell is a 5th bowler, you know, right? Essentially, you have 4 specialist bowlers, so you have 4 overs left to negotiate. So I think I think Pollard wasn't bad with this one over.
Pollard need to bowl 2 over.
Yes,
2 overs.
I think Pollard can bowl 2 over and Chase bowl the other 2 overs. And I mean, Russell has pace, you know.
Somebody will share with Russell, you know. More than likely, somebody will share with Russell. I don't know who. But very rarely Russell bowls 4.
I guess Russell can bowl 2 and Chase bowl 2, or Russell bowl 1, Chase bowl 2, Pollard bowl 1, something like that. But he was leaking some runs the last match, you know.
I think he bowled 3 overs for maybe 36
runs.
somewhere there.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it's too much runs.
But I think that while we're worrying about this 5th bowling option, if Chase plays tomorrow, depending on the batting lineup that Bangladesh starts, Chase might bowl 4 overs and take 2 for 20. You never know, because Bangladesh, they have Shuma Sharkar, they have Shakib Al Hassan, they have 4 left-handers in their top 7. So I'm saying that if Ruston Chase plays,
the right arm off spin.
Outside of the power play, Ruston will be a very good matchup for these batsmen. So on a slow surface in Sharjah, I think Ruston might be that 5th bowler. We may not even need to use Andre Russell to that extent. So I'm really hoping that tomorrow, I want to see the firepower of Russell come to the forum now.
We haven't seen it in West Indies colour for a while. We haven't seen it in West Indies colour for a while.
We saw it in the Australia series when he scored that 50 from 20.
I think he got about 50 from 20 something. But
yeah, that day he was giving Mitchell Stark licks, left, right, and center. So Russell, he is the man.
Don't forget Pollard, you know. Pollard on his day will give us 60.
Yeah, Pollard.
And with the smaller boundaries now, I think in Sharjah, this should be the day for them to find their range. I'm really hoping that tomorrow they find the range.
But what thing the Pollard though? Pollard need to adjust his game, because they put in that man straight on the boundary immediately for him, and they put a man behind the umpire for him. So I think
the man was right behind the umpire.
Yeah, and nearly lit on the umpire. It was so
adamant. I think
Bangladesh straight, you know.
Bangladesh won't do that. But I think when you are so good at something and you know that you're one of the best in the world at it, you're always going to back yourself, even if you put 5 man there, you know. So, but it was really weird. It was weird.
I don't think he has to do that, man. Show some versatility, you know.
I remember that Sir Richard was on early, and I was listening, and he said something that what happened to the days when players look around and look at the field and try to pick gaps. This is not.
Yeah, we're talking about that.
Yeah, we're in a new era now where players actually see them train. So, Sir Lennox, you would know what they call it, Kensington Oval, right?
Yeah.
You know, I remember that they were training for CPL, and at the time it was the Trinidad and Tobago Red Steel. They were here, and I went to Kensington. I was watching them train. There were about 4 or 5 guys at the boundary, and Nicholas Pooran was hitting the ball over the ropes, back to back to back. I was just super amazed by it. So I think that West Indies, this is what they back themselves to do. It doesn't matter if 10 guys is on the boundary. But the thing is, as we were saying now, bowlers are actually studying the length of where to bowl to West Indians. They know that if I hit that length, it's gone for 6. So bowlers now studying and work out where they should bowl. So West Indies, it's out of our range. So I think that our batsmen now need to start stepping up the game to realize that we need to be adjusting our feet. We need to be just do something a little bit different to keep the bowlers unable to hit that length. Let them come back into our arc a bit, because I wouldn't want us to change from poor hitting. I'm telling you, what I saw that day from Pooran was, I've never seen anything like that ever in my life, ever. So Pooran is always going to have high respect from you. And that was 2014, I believe. So Pooran is...
Yes. Sorry, gentlemen, I kind of lose the audio. But I don't know if it's anything on your end.
Yeah, we're hearing them, man.
Yeah, we're hearing.
You're hearing us?
I'm not hearing you guys.
Let me check now. You're not hearing us?
Very faint.
Oh, I'm not sure, because we're hearing each other. So probably something is going on with your thing there. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, man. Why? But for me though, I think power hitting. I agree with the point of power hitting. If you have a strength, you have a strength, right?
Yeah,
So
but we need a balance.
you shouldn't try to. You shouldn't tell the people to tell the guy to lose his strength. Just like Richard Pan, he's not told to listen to me. You need to be defensive, or else he can adjust. He can adjust because even well, I know Chris Gale have seen much better days, but he made 2 triple centuries and he batted some long innings in Test match cricket. So I mean, it just show that even though he's a T20 specialist now and stuff like that, but the fact of the matter is that and even outside of that, back in the days you have Jack Callis, you have Mahela Jayawardene, and those guys actually play T20 in the latter part of their career.
In the latter part, yeah. We don't want them to change, we just want a balance, a good balance.
So you can put this situation. So yes, listen, you know that they can hit the ball at will out of the park, right? But right now you get to the ball on a good length. It's not in the arc. Why not just try to tap it one or I even lay up behind point? I mean, so I think it's a mind thing, really, because the teams will bowl on a good length. Because I think one of the games the committee was pointing out that a lot of the bowlers bowl Test match length to West Indies like that good length outside the half top because that type of length.
Jason Waller.
Right, they can't just muscle it to six of that length. You have to really use a foot back and across and try to cut and stuff like that. Because that's not really in the arc, really.
That's it with Josh Hazelwood and Mitchell Starc. Those guys both some good probing test line line and length, especially Hazelwood, and he's very effective.
Right. Yeah, man. So I think they don't have to lose their attacking, but they have to just know what to use it. I think that's what it comes on to play by the situation and rotating the strike. You can't. They speak about it, about rotating the strike, but they're not really doing it as well as they ought to, Right, but tomorrow hoping to see Gale back opening up with Lewis, because I think
now
I think they should give the license to just hit out for a few hours, and if you make it so, if you don't make it so, because to be telling him to come the last match was 12 off 12, 13 off 13, and get out. I mean, it's better than 16 off 35. It's better than 16 off 35.
yeah. It's the only way to go now to ask Gale to open and bring in Chase. You understand?
Yeah.
I don't know, but knowing our selectors, it's a possibility that they might bring in Fletcher, even though he's not in our mind any at all. It's a possibility that they will do that.
It's doing the same thing.
Yeah, but I mean,
and it would be a bad idea to bring him against the spinners.
Yes, I don't think
terrible idea.
I don't think they would bring in. If they bring in Fletcher, they're playing straight into Bangladesh.
Exactly, but Fletcher will not manage any at all. Terrible idea, but
Shakib is going to take the ball, and Fletcher cannot face Shakib straight up.
That's what I was going to ask. What are we going to do with Shakib? That is the question, It is no question. Yeah. It's no question, The guy is going to bowl and he's going to take wickets. How are we going to play?
Let me interrupt you guys a little bit to ask a question. Now, Darren Sammy kind of gave us a little insight to what's going on in Lendl Simmons' head, and I see Gale have the same approach. They pretty much premeditate to go and block the first 2 over and then explode from over number 3. What do you guys think about that strategy?
No, man, but that is setting yourself up, The first 2 overs might be the 2 overs that you get the bad deliveries in, that you need to put away. So it doesn't mean that if you go down and block the first 2 overs, it means that it's going to get easier, because bowlers will be bowling probing lines after that. So you can't go with that premeditated mindset. You need to go out there, yes, with the mindset that you need to get yourself in, but you have to be prepared to put away deliveries if they are in your arc to be put away. That is why I see it, You play each ball on the merit. You want to back yourself. You know that you can back yourself. Say, all right, if I get 1 or 2 overs out of the way, then I'll go after. But I can't see it like that. I think you play each ball on its merit. You understand? You can't set up yourself like that to go and block it and block the ball. You might get all the bad deliveries in the first 2 overs. So
I totally agree with you.
I wouldn't work with that.
I totally agree with you. That's why I asked the question. You can't go out there with a premeditated mindset to just block the first 2 over and then go off in the third, because what if you get out in the third over now? As soon as you try to go off, it's like you already waste 2 overs now. The guy's coming after you. You know, there's like half the power play almost finished.
Yeah, but the good thing about that, you know, that is actually Sammy's opinion or way of looking at it. It doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, that is what is happening. We see Gayle going out there and playing down, but it might be the case where it just wasn't able to get away with those deliveries. But if he's setting himself up like that, I doubt it would be the right way to go.
No, I guess you probably didn't look at the game, because while Sammy was the captain of this team, so Sammy know each player by heart. And he was saying that that's the way Simmons usually starts his innings. He said the first 2 overs, he will just go easy, and he said regardless of who is bowling the third over, Simmons is going to tee off, and that's exactly.
I really don't like that approach. Yeah, you're very right. You're very
that's
right.
That's too premeditated.
Gayle kind of have a similar approach also.
I don't think Gayle has that approach, you know. Many persons think Chris Gayle have that approach, but he doesn't quite have that approach.
These days, he's not as...
Let's go back to this. Let's go back to this World Cup. Did you know that this World Cup, his third ball he faced Chris Wokes? He actually played a nice looking shot between points.
I think that ball was played. Yeah, I think he got that one.
Yeah, that was a wonderful shot. Yeah, I don't. Many persons say Gayle. Yeah, that was a proper cricket shot. That was a proper cricket shot. But those are shots I haven't seen Chris Gayle played since 2006.
But the problem.
Gayle actually looked good in this tournament. I wouldn't lie, you know. I mean, he didn't get off the big score, but looking at him at the crease, he looks pretty organized. You know, he's striking the ball clean, and it's like you said, you know, he played a couple of good cover drive, a couple of shot backward points and stuff like that. Obviously, you know, I think he hit somebody over the head for 6. So he looked like one of the guys who was actually in Nick.
Shamsi.
I think
Shamsi open.
Shamsi went in that game, you know.
Yeah.
Shamsi went. I think he went for 38. I think.
Actually, Shamsi didn't bowl it 4 overs that game.
He bowled 3 overs. He traveled.
I think at this point now, Chris should just come up to the top, because it's the best way. He's gonna attack the power play. Chris Gayle is very much understanding, and one thing I like about Chris is he's very much situational. He's aware of what's happening in the situation, and Chris is not gonna just sit down and let bowlers bowl 25 ball at him in the power play and him score 10. Gayle knows that I need to get a move on. Is either he's gonna give you a runner ball 20 and out, or he's gonna go a big innings, a 60 from a 30 or something. And I think if he opens tomorrow, we should be in for a treat, because I think Bangladesh have favorable matchup for Gayle to find form. Because I was watching David Warner today, and it's the same way I was looking at it. Sri Lanka just have the bowlers for Warner to find form.
I actually didn't see David Warner batting. I actually was by the school. When I came back, I noticed he got 60 or 65.
Yeah, he got a 60 today.
Yeah, and that is the thing, you know, when it comes on to Gayle is basically in the same sort of predicament as David Warner, you know, same world-class quality. You know, they have been failing for a while, so it would be nice if he tees off like how David Warner was able to tee off. But back to the question that I was asking though, Ronaldo, what do we do? What is the strategy going in against Shakib? He's the man that I am mostly afraid of, you know, because you know he has been taking a lot of 2 wickets, 3 wickets. Well, maybe not 3, but you know, in the games so far, I think he has taken 2 wickets in each of the games. If I'm not well, I doubt he got 2 in today's game.
Yeah.
What is the plan for him?
The plan for Shakib usually likes to take the new ball. He likes to bowl 2 overs in the power play. I think if Gayle and Lewis open, Shakib is not going to take the new ball. I am telling you, if Gayle and Lewis open, Shakib knows that that's not a matchup he's going to want to.
If Shakib take the new ball, they'll hide him after the first over.
They have to hide him. So
regardless who come up against Lewis is going to tee off.
Exactly. So for me, I think Gayle and Lewis has to open to put that fear in Bangladesh to say, oh, we can't go with our main bowler. Shakib and Naeem takes the new ball. Bangladesh is the first team to open with 3 back-to-back left-arm spinners. If we open with 2 left-armers, there's no way those 3 left-arm spinners going to be in the game.
Yeah, that might be that might be the era that will win them in, with the left-handers.
They have 2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm saying we have to hope that these guys tee off, that they have to bring him early, or else it's going to be left to the right-handers down in the middle.
Yeah. So I'm saying now, if we can somehow, if Gale and Lewis explode in the power play, you want Shakib to come in and do a repair job. That negates him. That negates the threat of him looking to attack so much. You want Shakib to be on the defensive. So we can just knock him around, get some singles. Guys like Pooran and Hetmyer, they can put away his bad ball and then rotate the strike. So as long as we get away in the power play, we have the persons to negate Shakib. So that should be the strategy. We have to open with 2 left-handers tomorrow. We don't want Bangladesh to open with 2 left-arm spinners. We don't want to see it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I think that should be the strategy.
And like I said in one of the earlier episodes, even if we lose an early wicket in the power play, I will send Pooran up there to keep attacking.
The power play needs to be maximized.
The problem is in the last game against who we played, South Africa.
Yeah,
I didn't see the first couple of overs when we were batting, but we got off to a good start and Pooran was sent up to do the same thing, to continue the attack. So what happened there? That is what we're worried about.
No. Simmons happened. I think that was because
it was this.
I just checked a while ago, and it's 50 odd. It's over 50 balls the last game. Just imagine.
I think it was about 54.
Just imagine if those were singles.
Yeah, but I think Pooran came in after the power play.
Yeah, he came in the 10th over. Sir Lennox, I woke up
when the field was already spread. I think Pooran will be dangerous with the field in.
Yeah. I can tell you
unless he's one of the guys who find the 2 fielders in the outfield.
I want Hetmyer to tee off tomorrow. Hetmyer should be good against his bowling. You understand? Hetmyer should be good against his bowling.
Shakib, left arm to left-handed.
And Hetmyer is when he wants, he can be very good at rotating the strike.
The last match was 56 dot balls. That's half of the balls being dot balls. So that's what I'm saying is that don't stop the power hitting about 5 and 6.
Minimize the dot balls, man. Minimize the dot balls.
I can play the Safans. I see a lot of teams doing it. Even South Africa, Van der Doos and
Van der Doos and Markram. Those guys came out and they played extremely well.
Even Markram had a 190 strike rate, and he wasn't always attacking.
It was in the latter part. It was in the latter part.
No man, but because the ball is in the slot, he hit the slot. When it's a good length delivery, he take the singles and the twos.
And Van der Doos was rotating the strike, so it was a bit easier.
Right. No, but so I think it's easier. It's easier for South Africa to pace their innings when they're chasing. Remember, we were batting first, so we have to put that into context as well. But when you were watching, if you were watching the first innings, I can tell you that Lendel's innings was painful to watch.
No, I am happy. When I woke up and turned the thing on, it was already out. I actually looked at it and saw 16 of 35 deliveries. It was.
No, sir. Sir Lennox and DeAndre.
That's 6 over for 16 runs.
No, you remember, they always say the same, catches win matches. I'm telling you that drop catch of Lendl Simmons was the best thing South Africa ever did in the power play. When Henrik Nakia had Simmons edging, he was on 5 from 12 at the time. If that catch had taken, I'm telling you, would have gotten to 160.
Yeah, we would have continued the momentum.
Would have continued with a good momentum. That was the best drop catch I have ever seen by a team. The best strategic drop catch. And I would say that
I think
it won them the game.
I think I'm gonna have to switch real quick, guys. If you see the thing cut out here, I didn't even realize that the phone was actually down to that. Yeah, I think it's queued up on the laptop. Well, whoa, we have been on for 2 hours.
2 hours.
I was wondering where the battery is at. The thing is gonna cut off. And about the good thing, I think I have the laptop logged on. So even if it goes off, see, it's off now. Let me.
You know, you mentioned.
All right, you guys are able to hear, right?
Yeah,
we're
You
here.
mentioned that Maya having a good knock tomorrow, but if you guys really pay attention to Hetmyer in the West Indies team
Yes, sir.
over
Able to
the
hear me?
past couple of games, Hetmyer bat from every position from 1 to 7 in all the warm-up games, like the series against Australia, Sri Lanka, and who we had, I think it was South Africa.
Yeah, there's no
Sometimes he
clarity.
opens, sometimes he coming.
Yeah, there's no
He come at
clarity in his role.
3, 4, 5, 6. You know, you can't really get the best out of him like that, man. You gotta let the kid settle into a role and play his role. You just can't have him. A matter of fact, including out the team, not only from 1 to 8, but sometimes he's on the bench too. So
You hear me?
Yeah, man, we hear them, man.
Hetmyer is quick. Yeah, it's quick.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
very
man,
quick for
no,
Hetmyer
we
to
hear
get
them, man.
pulled out of the team.
Oh, you jump off. Oh.
Oh, he'll be back. Remember, he said the phone. The phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I fully agree with you that Hetmyer. It's very easy for us to
Oh, you guys
get
not
rid
hearing
of
me?
Hetmyer.
Yeah, man, we hearing them, man.
Oh, I had the computer. Go again. You hear me now?
Yeah, man, we hearing it clearly.
yeah, like I said, you know, and it's proven once you get a set role, he normally performs.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm back, man. Let me just
I
double
think-
check, guys. You hearing me, right?
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
we
we're
hearing
hearing. We're hearing. Yeah.
I think
Alright.
it's Amazon Warriors role I wanted to play, to rotate the strike. I think that's what West Indies want him to do, you know, rotate the strike. But I think in the home series against Australia earlier this year, they wanted him to rotate the strike. But since since the IPL, Delhi Capital had him finishing. They're trying to see if they can switch him to be a finisher. So last match he played at number 7.
No, I don't think that was the reason why he came down that late. Remember, it was based on the game situation. If we had lost 2 early wickets in the power play, I'm sure Hetmyer would have came out at 4. But based on the situation we had already lost 10 overs when we lost our first wicket, our second wicket in about the 13th over, the 14th over. And so the strikers had to then come out. It had to be time for the Pollards and other guys who can hit the ball probably harder than Hetmyer. So I guess I think that was the reasoning. It wasn't a matter it was a matter of batting position. It was a matter of overs. So I think West Indies have a thing where they call entry points. Once it's 10 overs, if we don't lose a wicket, it seems that Pooran is going to be the man going in. It seems that's his entry point at over number 10. So we saw Pooran start getting padded up at over number 7. Or didn't lose any wicket as yet. So I like that idea where they have players, they want to give them a set role. But I just thought that innings from Lendl was so bad that
Threw the program off.
Threw everything off.
Yeah, it threw everything off. And I'm telling you, as I watch it, there was no boundary. He was trying, swinging and missing. He even was trying to get out and he just couldn't get out. It was so bad. But Lendl is one of my guys because I've been watching Lendl since 2006, 2007, 2009 World Cup. He was the one who helped us get to the semis with that 79 against South Africa. And he was facing probably, some might say, a better South African bowling attack then because South Africa now.
Remember they had Entini, they had Brennan Philander.
They had Charles Lagerfeld. Morning Morkel. They had a very good.
Pollock was there still?
Yeah, they had a very good bowling attack. So I'm saying, I'm saying that Lendl has faced the best of the best, but it's just not been. It's not been his
Hold on,
work.
Rolando.
But I think
We're hearing
DeAndre.
the DeAndre. We're hearing a lot. We're hearing in the background.
I don't work on drawing.
Rolando, we hear now. We don't want to hear your business over social media.
I must have boy. I'm in a rush to work on doing the drawing.
I'm not Rolando. DeAndre.
He thinks, you know. He thinks like.
Why DeAndre going spreading business over social media?
But
let us continue. Ronaldo is not hearing us. But the funny enough, you say you have been following Simmons. But I was saying it the other night on the live. Simmons, I don't know what the change is. Simmons is a very risky player. He's able to use his wrist and pierce gaps. He's good at those things. I don't know what the drastic change is. He's always good at manipulating field, using his using his field to the spinners and thing. But it seems as if he has dropped that totally. I'm not sure why.
I understand. I want to give a response, but DeAndre's voice is a little bit.
Yeah, DeAndre. Why DeAndre going to get himself in trouble? DeAndre going to talk about the whole and business, man, on the internet.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. May I beg you, please, give me a talk, please.
Boy, DeAndre.
Yeah.
We were calling you and telling you to mute your microphone.
Yeah, you
were
didn't
telling
mute the
the
mic.
entire social media, your business. We heard everything.
Oh, okay. Never realized, you know.
Ronaldo, you were saying?
Yeah, I fully agree with you. Lendl is a very risky player. And,
yes, I don't know what's happening.
And in 2009, he was batting at number 4, 2012, at number 3, 2014, number 4, 26. Lendl is a very flexible batsman.
Yeah,
I don't know why we had to be.
Cricket as well. He was playing test
We
cricket
don't know.
as well.
I don't know why we're stuck in our ways that he's now changed his role to say he's going to be this flamboyant power play hitter. But I think Lendl is a way better player.
He
doesn't need to be a slugger.
Technically gifted for that.
Yeah, he's not a slugger. He can actually play proper cricketing strokes.
Exactly.
And make a lot of runs. So I don't know.
I was saying the same thing on the live the other evening. I'm actually happy to hear you say that you have been following him for a while because the guy can bat. So I don't know why it is that he's just doing this. Lendl Simmons at pace, at spin, is able to use his feet. He can manipulate the field based on how he plays his shots. But I guess that is the Simmons of the olden days. We have seen a totally new Simmons. Doesn't seem as if he plans to change anytime soon.
Exactly. I know many of us would have been following their career since 2009, 2008. But if you look at it, I was just watching back some innings from Pollard in 2012, Simmons from 2009, Chris Gayle from 2009. These guys, it's like they take out half of their batting manual. They don't use it anymore.
Yeah,
they take out half. Some of the shots they just don't play anymore. I'm like,
exactly.
I remember 2012, Pollard scored a half century in an ODI against Australia and a century as well. Pollard was sweeping. I'm like, what?
I haven't seen that in a while. I haven't seen that in a while. Just stand and deliver.
Whoa. Yeah, stand and deliver. And I'm like, I know that you've gotten a lot stronger physically, but I just think that some of these shots that they have in their repertoire, they need to bring them back. And I'm telling you that teams would be surprised if they were to see Pollard going on his back foot, cutting again. They're going to be like, wait, Pollard?
What's happening?
All of a sudden, bowlers wouldn't know what to do. So they have so much shots in their repertoire for us to see, and they're just not using them again.
I think if Andre Russell, he started out in 2012, 2013, and he wasn't that leaning back in the gun deep in the crease, getting under the Yorker. That's the one-dimensional thing, you know. He was a one-dimensional as he is now. I think that's one of the things. He's kind of one-dimensional, trying to get under the Yorker, or to go on the front foot to the short ball, cap it over mid-wicket. You know, no cut shot, no sweep, no reverse. Yeah, it's like say no matter what, they don't play certain shots. You know, cause they just bat themselves. They just kind of even interviews and sometimes say, we back ourselves.
We back ourselves.
Yeah, that's one of the common things that's in the interviews.
But I can understand why they back themselves though, because as I said, when I saw Pooran at Kensington Oval, I'm telling you, Sir Lennox, I've
Good.
never seen anything devastating like that.
Yeah, but
Dwayne
the
Bravo
problem is
was running in. Even Dwayne
Mm.
Bravo and Pooran was just carting him. Kevin
that is-
Cooper carting. Everybody getting licks.
That is a problem, you know. That is a problem, you know. Ronaldo, is the consistency is our problem, and they are not able to consistently do this. So that's why I want them to, as I say, bring back certain shots because finesse always wins.
Yeah,
you understand.
That
You
is
know,
true.
I know these guys are good. You know, I would have gone by Sabina Park and see them just throwing ball and hitting ball all over the place, but you know, not every day you're going to go out and be able to do that. So finesse always you know, comes into play. You know, but for those who are wondering, I am the man, Sports to the Bone, with the name Garnet. I'm actually switched on to the laptop. In case you're wondering why you're not seeing me, the camera isn't up and running on the laptop. I don't know what's happening. So we just transition to this, and you know, before we finish off the program. But back to let us just look at the game, tomorrow's game, before we close off, guys. Now tomorrow, I think we would have covered everything. But you know, we why I say Ronaldo, look on our side tomorrow to win the toss and bowl first.
Bangladesh, they win both their toss. No, they won one toss, the last one, but they also won all their tosses in the qualifier game to get here. So just looking at that, I would say that it looked like they're gonna win the toss. But last time Bangladesh won the toss, they batted first. But I don't think they'll bat first against West Indies. I think West Indies should go to their bed tonight and being prepared to come out and bat tomorrow.
Yeah,
they should be prepared to bat because Bangladesh, they're probably going to win against a team like West Indies. So I think that West Indies should be thinking, okay, we're gonna bat tomorrow, and we should already have our plans to say, okay, Chris, Evan, go out there and destroy the power. This is a slow wicket. Today's your day. Go out there and show yourself. Lendl, we're just giving you a rest because I don't want to say Lendl is getting dropped. I'm a big fan of Lendl for so many years. I can't use the term drop with Lendl. He's getting rested. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Lendl. I'm not dropping Lendl. He's getting rested. Yeah, he's getting rested.
It's the same thing I said the whole when he wasn't so hot in the home series, you know.
But I mean, if you see the problem, you know, I am a fan, you know, but I don't want it to sound as if I'm talking down to them using the word drop. But you know, they it's not like they're doing anything on the field. So why are you resting them? Why are you resting a man that is not working?
All right, that's what I'm going to answer. No,
it's a vacation leave and he's not working.
No, let me explain. When you say rest, you're just giving him a day in order to look back and reflect on what he has done. Resting is not necessarily, you don't have to say that he's getting dropped, right? No, but you can say he's being rested just for him to just look at the game, just watch the game, see the pace of the game, just get back to used to how the game should be flowing and say, wait, if Lendl can watch how the guys open and they do well and him say, oh, so this is where I was going wrong again. Just allow him to go back, watch some footage of himself. Those sort of stuff is good when you're getting rested. So I would use the term rested, and Lendl get rested tomorrow, Chase in at 3, and then we can. And I always want us to be flexible. I never name out a number 4, 5, 6. It just depends on
the situation. Yeah.
Because who to tell? What if tomorrow Chris Gayle and Lewis bat up to the 15 over and with a 200 without loss?
Then we'll have
to change.
Yeah.
Right? So I was actually doing some statistics, and West Indies have never chased a game in World Cup where Chris Gayle didn't score a 50 in T20 World Cup history. We've never chased a score greater than 165 without Chris Gayle scoring a 50. And so I was just looking back on it. I was like, whoa. I just really think that Gayle needs to go back to the top where he's done so much in World Cup. And I think tomorrow is the best matchup for him to find form. 3 left-arm spinners. 3 left-arm spinners. Bangladesh don't have no 90-mile bowler. It's all medium pace and left-arm spin. They have 2 part-time off spinners. Tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow
I mean,
has to be the day.
I mean, based on how Lewis is looking, Simmons is looking, tomorrow is definitely the day to get him up the top with Lewis, you know, and see if he can tee off. But it is
tomorrow
there
is
to
the
be
day.
seen. It is
the
there
day.
to be seen.
And Chase has to be in the team now because on a Sharjah pitch that is slow, I understand the selection for the first two games. I would fully agree. I fully agree with their selections. I can understand the thinking and the rationale behind it. But
I remember you were explaining why you would go this particular route.
Yeah. But on Sharjah pitch now, where it's very slow, outside of the bulk of the heavy hitting needs to be done in the power play. I saw New Zealand and Pakistan at Sharjah, and that was a low scoring affair.
Yeah, I saw that game.
A very low scoring affair on that Sharjah pitch. And I know if we had O'Shane Thomas, even if we get a low score, we could defend it. But Thomas's accuracy is just we can't bank on it. We can't bank on it.
You see, Thomas issues come in twos or threes, not one. So first he will bowl a ball down the leg side. Then he'll probably bowl a short ball that goes high over the keeper's head, and then the next delivery he will bowl a no ball, searching for his run up. That is the problem. Not jinxing him, but you know,
I know.
I know.
And I was watching the warm-up game, and I thought he set a bad tempo. That first over for 16 against Afghanistan,
it was horrible.
That was awful. And in the warm-up game against Pakistan as well, I thought his rhythm was really off. So I don't think O'Shane gets into the team. I know we selected him because he's the only express, and I know many persons were calling for Odean Smith, but I guess West Indies just went on the fact that O'Shane already has international
and has some experience. Yeah.
So I always back experience over persons without exposure. So I can understand for a main tournament why O'Shane would be in the squad. So many persons calling for Odean Smith. I just don't think Odean would be able to react if a batsman start to rip him to threads. For example, we saw in the CPL where he was bowling 90 mile and Chris Gayle just decided, I'm going to rip Odean to go at him. And we saw Odean had no answer. So I'm saying that when you have a fast bowler he doesn't have that international exposure, you're not going to want to throw him in the deep waters in World Cup straight away. So I understand the selection of O'Shane Thomas ahead of Odean Smith. I was just really hoping that he would have found some form in the warm-up.
Question though. Hold on, just want to make a point on that point. How about Kesrick? Kesrick Williams doesn't have a bad CPL and he has international experience.
Yeah, but Kesrick wouldn't be fighting for O'Shane's spot.
Yeah, it would be between Ravi, the same thing. Bravo, Ravi Rampal, Russell, the same sort of role.
Yeah, so Kesrick is more medium pace, dead overs bowling. He's a different type of bowler.
Yeah, and I doubt Kesrick could manage it right now either. You know,
I think that's where Kesrick. But Marlon made a very good point while listening that we lost Obed at a crucial time. Left arm was doing really well
with the left arm.
McCoy did really well against Sri Lanka in the home series, and he did really well against Australia. And on these surfaces where you're seeing left arm seamers dominating, the Timal Mills,
remember
the Shine Shah, Freedy.
Remember, you are actually the one that reminded me of Mills. I didn't even remember about him. And about 2 days before we played them, you were reminding us
England,
that he's there. And he has been doing well. I think in
many persons
did two matches he would have
Mills, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I just wasn't aware that he was operational again. I think so far he might have
he was
7 wickets.
Yeah.
I think so.
3 and 3, so that's 6. That's 6 wickets.
It's 6.
That's 6 wickets now for Mills. Yeah, 6 wickets now. But I think what worked in Mills' favor was the fact that Archer got injured at the right time.
Yeah.
Archer got injured at the right time. So Mills was doing very well in the PSL, in the Abu Dhabi T10, but he was never going to get in the England team because they had Wood and
Archer. Express pace. They had Archer, Wood.
Archer getting injured.
Wood, Archer.
Yeah, so Wood
I don't know if you
Archer got injured at the right time for Tim Mills.
Good pace, right?
Walks is not as quick. He usually moves the ball around.
Yeah, he has good pace, but not as quick as the Wood and Mills. Wokes.
But the thing about Mark
Wood
Wood,
the ball around.
Okay.
Yeah, Wokes. But the thing about Mark Wood is that Mark Wood, he's too vulnerable. He's too easily to be injured. So that's something about Mark Wood that England needs to fix, because they're going to Australia to play Ashes, and he's going to have a big role in the Ashes.
It is going to be terrible. The only good thing I'm seeing where Ashes is concerned for England right now, yesterday I was reading and Ben Stokes said that he's ready and he wants piece of this Australia, you know. So maybe that is the only thing they have going for them right now. You understand? And probably
but right now,
yeah.
You know, but losing Archer is a big blow for England and their Ashes, because they don't play Chris Jordan in Test match. Timal Mills is also injury prone. He can't play Test cricket. So the only seam that they have really is Mark Wood. And Stokes he's not really that express, but he's a little bit quicker than Chris Wokes. And I can't see Stuart Broad doing much in Australia. Stuart Broad
and but remember the youngster that came in the other day, and I think they had banned him for a couple of games for some Ollie Robinson. What's happening with him?
Yeah, but Ollie Robinson, he's somebody who more moves the ball. He's like an upgraded Chris Wokes in Test cricket. So we saw him bowling really well in the series against India, but he's not express pace. If you're going to Australia, the ball stop moves after over number 8. What are you going to do then?
That's going to be an issue.
Australia is a hard wicket. Yeah, it's straight up pace. If you look at Australia bowling, So I don't see England doing much in the Ashes, to be honest.
And I am also worried about their batting. I don't know how many persons follow it, because the youngster who I think would be scoring some runs now, it's not coming off. Ollie Pope, I think he would be up there by now. The youngster,
but he had a good number in one of the innings. He had a good 90 yards.
I was just about to talk about Zach Crawley. He fell back. I'm not sure what's happening with those two guys.
Well, Ollie Pope made a good 90 yard in the series against India recently, but he's just not as consistent.
Yeah, he's not as consistent.
Zach Crawley he's a bit out of form. He's a little bit out of form, but for me, I think Joe Root is the gonna score.
Hey, Joe Root is in form, you know.
Yeah, Joe Root is gonna score a lot of runs. He's found back form. I'm really happy for him because
he was struggling, He was struggling.
Yeah.
There's this youngster.
He was struggling for like a year.
Yeah, there's this youngster in Australia, man. I think he actually got hit a second time. I think he picked up a concussion maybe a couple of weeks ago. Again, I think his name is Poloski, or I don't remember what his name is. It's a youngster, man. He came in into the Australia team the other day. He was scoring some runs. Then he got hit. He got hit. I think he opened. He opened at one point in time. He got hit. He had to leave.
Oh, I know you're talking. Yeah, I know you're talking. Yeah, he opened the batting. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Pokoski or something like that.
Yeah.
Pokoski. And I think about 2 weeks ago,
a nice young man
concussion. It's good.
Yeah, that's just how it is. That's just how it is for him. But the big boys are now back, and so it's very unfortunate that even though he started his career well, got a couple of hits, got out of the team. With the big boys back now, we see that the big boys are there now, so he's not going to be taking part in this Ashes. It's really unfortunate, but the big boys are back, and you have to just sit back and watch the big boys.
Yeah.
But
as we wrap up, guys, because I'm gonna have to run shortly. We still have a couple of persons on, but we're gonna have to leave this one right here. So I'm just gonna give you guys a chance to wrap up and to let me know any final words that you guys have about tomorrow's game. Okay. I know for Ronaldo we are going to win big, But just give me some more details as in regards to what's going to happen.
All right. This is how I see it. I think West Indies are gonna bat first. Bangladesh gonna win the toss and input West Indies. We're gonna score 185, and it's gonna be too much for Bangladesh. Lewis and Gale, they're gonna have a big partnership in the power play. One of them is gonna get a 50, either
Nice
Lewis or
movie.
Gale, and then Hetmeyer is gonna have a good innings tomorrow. When it comes on to the ball, Jason Wola is gonna bowl really well. Dwayne Bravo is gonna bowl really well. They're both gonna have 3 firsts. We're gonna beat Bangladesh by about 40 runs.
Yeah, I
Right.
like that.
We're gonna win by about 40 runs.
Keep going,
Bangladesh
keep
gonna make
going.
a 130 something, 140 from their 20 overs. We're gonna win by 40 runs. If we bat
that
first.
one.
If we're chasing, we're gonna get about 150. That's what Bangladesh gonna set, and we're gonna chase it in about 17.3 overs.
Wow.
That's how I see it. That's how I see it tomorrow.
This right here sounds good. Sounds good.
All right. That's what I see tomorrow.
I think that's a fitting end to the life. That's a fitting end.
What say you, DeAndre?
Yeah, man. I definitely. I mean, hoping that my team wins. I definitely want to see my changes. The chase in for Simmons and Hola in for Walsh. You know, definitely want to see those changes. Yeah, and I want to see Gale open. I'm still sticking with that. You know. Yeah, once we have
The
that,
one thing.
I want to have that. I think that's our best chance, really, to give Gale the leverage to do what he does best on the top of the order, and allow Chase to anchor, you know, and the poor hitters can bat around him, you know. Yep.
The one thing I must say though is that before you wrap up here, I was saying that Mushfiq, Raheem, and also Shakib Al Hasan, for some reason they love West Indian bowling, so those two are going to be key.
Yeah.
If we can find, I don't think they've seen enough of Akil Hussain, so I think Akil to Mushfiq will be a good matchup.
Good matchup, yeah.
And I think if Ravi Rampal, if we can get Shakib out there in the first over, get a wicket in the first or the second over.
Well, Shakib's not going to bat so early.
No, Shakib bats in the top 3. Shakib bats at 3.
It's not 4.
No, Shakib bats at 3 if they lose an early wicket.
Depending
on if it's after the power play doesn't bother to come in, and then you would bat at 4. So if they lose an early wicket, Shakib is going to be that man that they send up the order to say, Shakib, go and stabilize the team.
Yeah.
But that's where he hasn't faced a lot of Rampal. So I'm hoping that the ball is nipping around a little bit in the power play so we can get rid of Shakib really early. If we can get Shakib and Mushfiq
or Raheem.
Then we're good, because Raheem is not in form, but I'm telling you, when it comes on
when
to
it comes,
Raheem
usually
will
scores
find
run, score runs.
Raheem will
Let me
find
tell
form,
you, Raheem, and back in the days they had a left-hander. I think it was Mohamed Ashraful. Those guys usually find form against us.
Yeah, Ashraful was one Bangladesh batsman.
If Bashar as well.
Yeah.
Former captain.
Yeah, I was a big fan of thing that though. Ashraful, I really liked him as a player.
Mohamed Ashraful,
yeah, was busy.
Yeah, he was such a talent.
But yeah, man, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. You understand? You know how we do it. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna try and see if I can wake early and do a watch along until it's time for me to hop out. But I am really appreciative of the fact that you guys were able to come on. You know, we had a lot of persons on this evening. We also had a lot of persons in the waiting room that was not able to come in. I am extremely sorry about that. So by name, I think we had Mr. Lover, we had Marlon, Richard, Lorenzo, you know, Ronaldo is here, DeAndre, we had Wayne at one point in time. Everybody, Cedric, my very good friend. You know, to all the persons that were waiting and weren't able to come on, I apologize. But we're going to be leaving it right here for now. You understand? And apparently the guys wanted more because, you know, we still have a lot of persons on the live. But I definitely have to run right now. So tomorrow we will talk a lot of cricket. Hopefully we'll have a good day where we are not drained and we can come tomorrow evening and talk some cricket. But that is it for this evening, guys. I am going to hop out. All right? Big up on yourself. Have a wonderful evening and keep yourself safe. All right? Big up on yourself, guys.
All right, take care.
Cool. Yeah, man.
All right.